champion of the game, Ryan Chan.
Church, motherfucker. This shit for losing.
Murder this a fourth time to show them they ain't shit. Who am I talking about? Any bitch ass cracker yapping lips. Murder this a fourth time and there'll probably be a fifth. And that's a gear that all these coattail riders never even hit. Woo! Transmission grinding, he just learning how to shift. His clutch exploded, now his ass never coming clutch for shit. No title for the name of recognition for the ops. Watch this drama queen flip flop and drop and roll like he's Acorn Cop. I need backup, I'm hit. Crisis actor looking ass, nobody aiming at you, bitch. Baby, hit me one more time like a Britney Spears lick. You love that I'm toxic, biohazard risk. Face plastered across the country like Merle Haggard and friends. Oh, baby, buy you, baby, youth's a formula for clicks. Baby, buy me, baby, German scholar teach the kids. Baby, buy me, baby, I'm talking about you, slick. I didn't see a toddler knocking cause you only 3'6". Brain damage when you talk on live cause you ain't got no script. I guess his parents left him windows up in the backseat of the whip. And I BET the tipping park was 106. He blind and furious, but you ain't on no blind fury shit. You being on my level only ends as a fucking myth. Financially, your records ain't even making no fucking sense. Next time he drops, you're gonna have to cop it on a floppy disk. How you hard with all this floppy shit? Reaction pages fucking begging my ass to check his sloppy disk. I'm like, hell yeah, awesome skin. To get this dude a feature, he'd probably sloppy kiss the top of a floppy dick.
I mean, you could tell who the real ones in the industry are, and none of those guys are out there rapping about, American flags with vests on and no guns.
Right, on tanks.
Yeah.
Selling merch from China. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Try to prove he's cold by deep throating the goalie's hockey stick till it gets stuck in his body stiff. When I caught him body limp, fucked him up so much he angry at his wife and kid. She like, come to bed, it's been 3 days, but he's scrolling Instagram. Sun coming up, he only got 2 lines and a cramp in hand. I go to bat with grander slams, not slender, you can't slam me, man. This Peter Puffer suffer with the hook, I'm Peter Pan. I had to cough, my doctor said my ball's too big for fucking pants. Everybody's sick of all your fucking rants. I'm colossal, don't even know when I kill your friends, you fucking ants. I went off my vocal tone cause ladies love the vibrance. Period, muscle cramps. Period, you a sissy man. Seriously cut the ties and now he thinks I stole his nipple clamps. They sweating me cause I'm sunning them like it's summer camp. I'm white lightning, what I do to y'all's the thunder dance. Facts. Always smiling cause they know this shit a rap. Crown made of bone to my skull, so the king attached. Bad to the bone, figure of speech literally no cap. Bryce Mitchell with a pencil, no tap. Bend a word to the character bone snap. Oh, spine lock so the opponent can't turn back. No title, use the belt to whoop ass. Was WWE to UFC besides murder on a mat? Everybody know I got the title when I dropped the no title track. Now they wantin' they title back, but they don't get it till I hit no title max.
Motherfucker.
Hey, fucking hammer about the police when I'm through. Hellcat ain't no thing, my dusty boots gon' lose. Driving skill be something action movies do. So many lanes, Bo and Luke couldn't even do it. Fuck it, I ain't worried about the police when I'm cruising. Hellcat ain't no thing, my dusty boots gon' lose them. Driving skill be something action movie stupid. So many lanes, Bo and Luke couldn't even do that. Kalani on the beat, motherfucker. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Hang on. I don't know exactly why our faces or our thing is not showing on the thing.
Oh, like I like the little picture I just changed it to. Yeah, I don't know.
Hang on.
Oh well, whatever.
Yeah. So I have no idea because I don't really know how to use StreamYard and I just started doing it. So
that's fine. It says our names, whatever. all it is just a little picture in a circle that like moves when you're talking. Like, who cares?
Yeah. I don't understand. Oh, I do know what's not up there.
Just so everyone knows, I'm CC Criminal Confidential. This is my voice. That's her voice. There you go. You don't need the little
Oh,
circle thing.
Yeah, I don't know how to get up there. So if anybody knows how to make that happen in StreamYard, then tell me. Okay, good. Because we just have little squares. Somebody's going to say something stupid. I don't care. I like that intro too. And my favorite part is, which technically this was not to a certain person, but I told Criminal Confidential
Which means it was.
Well, yesterday with that Acorn Cop and that crisis actor, ain't nobody looking at you, and then he says that.
I was on a YouTube vacation yesterday.
That's how I feel about that. There's a lot of crisis actors in here, and we don't have a script, y'all, because I'm not going to script anything. So if we sound a little confused, it's because who's doing what? I don't know. Well, we're just doing this because I'm very against scripted news, scripted true crime, because to me, this is not entertainment at its finest. It is entertainment in a way, but it's not. I took entertainment even off my tarot card stuff because true crime is not entertainment to me. And I think it's sick that people make it that way.
Yeah.
And also, and I have no problems with the Gonzalez's, but everybody needs to pay attention, because if they are interviewing jurors, I think, and I'm not real sure, but I think that may be jury tampering. I'm not sure. I sent Andrew Myers a thing, and I sent Ms. Yoli one, and Ms. Yoli's like, look, she said, I'm not criminal, so I'm gonna do. I don't do criminal, so I'm gonna let the prosecution and defense handle that. But it could be like, I don't understand why their lawyers not stopping them.
Listen, I was watching some Netflix thing about crazy exes, and this one guy framed that he like set up this girl, and then her friend like went up to him, was like, listen, you got to tell the truth, blah blah blah. Just him saying that was tampering with the witness. So I would imagine, interviewing juries would be, I think so. I think it is. I mean, regardless, it's just, I don't get it. It's like, are the cops either 1 minute it's like they're not telling us stuff, they're not, keeping us in the loop, and then the next minute is we've seen a bunch of photos of, this and that. Kaylee was sitting up. We talked to jury. It's like, which one is it? Are you really that involved or not? But they shouldn't be that involved. It's just, it's not good. Did you see, I saw a video, damn, I have to look and see who posted it, about, and Steven and Christy were talking about how they had Kaylee's wallet. Who posted that? Hold on, I gotta look. Can you hear me?
They had her wallet.
On hold on, I'll send you the link. Let me look at my hold on, I gotta log back in to YouTube on my computers.
They've been doing it for 4 months, Heather.
Oh,
4 months. But y'all, how did they? I'm not being mean, and if they ever listen to this, which I don't think they will, yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't want people to think I'm talking crap. I'm not. I'm just confused at how their lawyer has not. I'm like, nobody on News Nation flinched, and one of them guys are a lawyer. They just acted like it was normal. I would have been like, I mean, this is why I say some of this stuff is scripted, because it would have caught me up. I'd have been like, oh, what, you hunt? Well, I mean, that's exactly what I would have done. You did what? I'm not sure that's. I mean, oh my God. The issue is, if this man, which I know there's no evidence showing yet, but if he somehow has whatever, Houdini'd everybody, whatever, and he is guilty, then there's issues. I don't really know how we deal with these issues, because again, when we watch court, I've been waiting on somebody to come in, I guess like on the movies, and say, stop, everybody stop, because this is ridiculous, but nobody's doing that.
Here's the thing, even if he's guilty, if you want to follow the actual law, he should not have been arrested based on that PCA. That's, and regardless if he's guilty or not, even if he is guilty, we still have to, as Americans, like, our justice system is designed for a certain, process. And if it's not working the right way, then that's when shit happens. And you can't just cherry pick, when and where you got to follow the rules. Based on that PCA, there's nothing in that PCA. They don't have enough, in my opinion. I'm not a lawyer.
Oh no, they told us. Remember, they said for us to trust them, and so okay, and then they told us the PCA was irrelevant. So what I'm doing is trusting them.
How can we trust them when they flip flops? They flip flops. Well, I'm just saying everything.
They want us to trust them. Okay, so I'm going to do like they're doing. They said trust them. I'm taking those words from the PCA.
Yeah, they had people looking for the wrong car up until the day before, really the day of the arrest. Like, you say only look towards our announcements for facts and factual information, blah blah blah, but they literally flip-flopped on everything. Awake, asleep, first floor, second floor, the timeline. They didn't know where Xana and Ethan were, then all of a sudden they did, which I don't ever understand. But it's like basic facts they flip-flopped on. You saw the video I posted with the clip of them talking, that guy talking. He said it perfectly. That guy said exactly what I want to say, and I never say as nicely. He just put it together in a perfect little package. Everything. You can't have it both ways. You can't give us incorrect information, but then at the same time tell us to trust you. Like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Well, Sergeant Friday told us from the get, as soon as he read the PCA, I didn't know. I've never read a PCA until Brian Koberger's. But as soon as he read it, as soon as it came out and said, this debunks itself. He said, none of this is going to hold up anywhere. And I didn't understand. And then when he read the wording, it's like, based on this, based on that. And now, look, they had us looking for a freaking car. Look, I'm pissed off about that car, okay?
Like, right, you just wasted everyone's damn time. Like,
I didn't look for it as hard as everybody else did. But if I would have been Get a Clue and all them, I'd have been pissed. Because, I'm telling you that they just, it went, what the hell? Did they think that was, I think what they're mad about.
It's so obvious that they made the arrest and then changed it to fit the person they arrested. Like, just like they did everything else. It's so obvious. Like, if they should have interviewed Bethany and Dylan day one, immediately. So how did they not know until it was like at least a week and a half, 2 weeks later, that Ethan and Xana were at the party all night? But for a while they were like, there's all these articles coming out that they were focusing on the the frat and all this and where they were, and it was a big deal. And then all of a sudden, oh, just kidding, they were there all night.
And that was not true neither, because her dad said that, and her dad has no reason to lie. Like, that would
think about it. Think about it. If there's that Betty's ball thing that allegedly was that night, which I have doubts about that, what kind of party like that ends that early that they would still make it to another party at 8 or 9? Like, no way. Those things are going to go into. Yeah,
I was confused about how all that.
And there's that picture of Ethan and Xana in a red dress, which he's wearing the same exact thing as he is in that supposed Betty Ball picture. I don't think that the story is true about where the hell they were.
I don't think it was true about the party. The frat party. I think
they went to the Betty's Ball thing maybe, and then they went home and talked to her dad.
Because I think that maybe they had an altercation with the frats that night. I think he said something about that, but I don't know that they had a full party like that.
I don't think so. I think it makes more sense that Xana did go to that Betty's Ball party, and then
if there was a party, there's 15,000 frat people. They didn't know where they were. They couldn't ask the other frat people, so they debunked.
Why didn't they interview all of those people? How do they only have 100 or whatever, a couple hundred interviews? That's another thing, but whatever.
Well, I thought they had a party at the house Friday night. Look here, gosh dang it!
Why was there no more DNA?
Maybe they had a party after the Betty's Ball.
I think they did. I mean, why wouldn't they have a couple of people over? I mean, they're a party house, and it's a big weekend night right before holiday, homecoming. Like, it's a busy weekend. Kaylee's last weekend, allegedly. So why wouldn't they have people over?
Heather, tell Twiz we're in here. All these people better come in here. I always go to their stuff. Little stinking asses. I'm just playing. I don't even care. I would just sit here and talk to her. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I really don't. I just like talking.
Yeah.
And my fiance's like, look, Dylan did it. Okay, this is allegedly, y'all. I'm not saying she did it. I'm just saying, in the words I'm quoting, let me see. Let's make sure we have facts here. What's not fact? Okay, so in the words of my fiance, this is alleged. He doesn't know for sure, but I mean, he just thinks it's all stupid. So nobody thinks it's weird that I was like, okay.
Here's the thing. I cannot excuse or come up with any reason why, if they thought someone was unconscious, why wouldn't you go upstairs to wake up Kaylee and Maddie first? And then when you see they're not waking up either, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so regardless, first of all, if someone's unconscious, you still call 911 first of all. Second of all, even if you did for some reason think they were just unconscious, why didn't you go upstairs first to get Kaylee and Maddie, your second
That's what Jules
moms?
said.
Yeah,
Jules
your
is like,
second
why would they
moms.
just
Those
call
are
somebody
those are your
over?
second moms and had their lives together, and you looked up to them, but you're gonna call Sigma Chi first? No.
Yeah,
No.
that's what Jules said. Jules is like, why the hell wouldn't they, if they couldn't get the door open, why would they
Right.
not go? I
Right.
gotta fix Facebook. If y'all are on Facebook, anybody in here on Facebook, I gotta fix where y'all can comment. Sorry.
Like, I don't. I would love for someone to give me a logical, like, reason why that, she didn't do that, but I can't think of one. I cannot. And I think it was been obvious since day one they were covering for the school and the frats, and that started with not releasing that 911 call. Period. Like, there's no other. Everything always comes back to the delay and the fact that the only two left alive were the two still in good standing with the Greeks. I don't think it's coincidence that the three girls had dropped their sororities, two different sororities that just so happened to be on probation. Like, I'm sorry, that's not a coincidence. That is a big deal. You don't just drop your sorority, especially, Xana. I mean, the other two were graduating fine, but either way, you just become inactive or whatever. I don't know the word, but you don't just quit without a reason. That's not something that just happens, for just a little thing or just because you feel like it. I don't know. I think that is key, and the fact that Murphy was left alone in the room is key. Those two things.
Yeah, I think
Tell
Kaylee
a
was
lot.
this is what I think. I don't think Kaylee was in the bed with Maddie. I don't think
so
and
either.
it's not nothing wrong with it, because I mean, me and my
No.
best friend, if she come here today, she would sleep in the bed and be like, who
No
cares?
way in hell
But
would she
I
have left
think
Murphy
that
alone.
she was trying to get in touch with Jack, couldn't get to Jack, and I think that Maddie went home and passed out. Clearly, I mean, that would be the most common sense thing that happened. And she went into Maddie's room to use Maddie's phone.
Agreed.
And whatever happened from there, that's what happened.
I think that the whole narrative, like, oh, well, they always slept in, the same bed as, when they were younger. Of course they did. They didn't have their own
that
house.
Bed was too little for both
with their
of
own
them.
rooms. They didn't have their own bedrooms under the same roof. Of course they did. That's stupid. Like, of course they did.
To me, that's the only logical reason Murphy would be in the other room.
Listen,
because she just wanted to stay there because she was just running.
Why wouldn't they both sleep in Kaylee's bed? It's bigger, and then Murphy can still be there. It doesn't make any sense.
So I don't understand why they would sleep in Maddie's room.
Yeah, no way in hell. They could still stay. They could stay in the same bed together in Kaylee's room, but they, there's no way. She brought her dog just for the weekend. She didn't want to even leave Murphy at her parents while she went to Moscow. You think she's gonna leave him alone? No way.
Yeah, and I can see her telling him to stay in the room just for her to go use Maddie's phone or whatever.
Right.
And then that happening. But the issue is this too, like, why would they? That's why, trigger warning, and I'll put up a banner in a minute, trigger warning, but that's why she was sitting up. That's why they said she was sitting up.
Oh, yeah, because she was never sleeping.
But she was standing up. And so when people tell me that the splatter, whatever, you're full of SHIT, because that girl was standing and she fought. So, and Maddie, I can see her not do, because she was passed out, which I think maybe was a good thing, y'all. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah. I can't imagine, like, that's the part. I don't have dreams. People ask me, do I? And the reason why is because God knows that I cannot. There's no way I would never sleep. Like, I would. What if it would be? I can't. So there are some things that I don't get a lot of, and that is one. As far as gruesomely me seeing, no, because it will flip me out for the rest of my life, and I know that. So I just don't even try that. I've said before in trigger warning that I don't think everybody passed at the same time. And that's horrible, but it has to be on my list of one of the reasons somebody didn't call 911. I mean, I can't just debunk that off my list. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying
the frats. That's the only reason. There's no other reason. I'm sorry. There's no other reason. No. Now another thing that I was thinking, the whole, like, it's okay, I'm gonna help you thing, right? That's a weird thing to lie about. Okay, so that's what makes me think it is true, I guess. Now, what if something is going on the second floor? There's had to be more than one perp. Kaylee hears something, goes in Maddie's room to, like, wake her up. Maybe Murphy started barking or something, and the whole "it's okay, I'm gonna help you" was one perp saying to another perp, like, "It's all right, I'm gonna help you. Like, I'm gonna go upstairs and handle it." That explains why there's two different, injuries. I don't know, just throwing that out there. And they were calling Jack because these Greeks, they teach them like you're not supposed to call cops. You handle it internally and call the cops if you absolutely have to. They have their own system, checks and balances. Like they have their own bylaws. Like it's like a world within a world. And I think that maybe they didn't know, like, oh shit, should we call the cops? Let's call Jack first. And then Jack didn't answer. And then I don't know. I just feel like that it's okay, I'm gonna help you. It could only be a perp or like a first responder, or like someone of authority, like an older person of authority. I don't think it was just the perp like messing with the victim. Oh, it's okay, I'm gonna help you. Just kidding, psych. Like no, like no, it was not the killer saying that. No way. I mean, yes, it could have been the killer, but a killer saying it to another killer, not a killer telling the victim and then tricking them. Like, haha, just kidding, I'm gonna kill you. No, not happening. I do not see it happening.
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of things that I don't understand. And now that, and this is the other thing, y'all, the PCA being wrong. So what are they even going to tell in court? And I'm like, hey, they would have sent the evidence over. I don't see any reason. And I do know a prosecutor, not for Idaho, but they're even a little confused at why, like, he did say there are certain reasons that the state wouldn't, but like when it's coming to this, and like, why wouldn't they? He said, because it means that the evidence they do have that they're not wanting to present must be exculpatory or something.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they still have the death penalty. And he did tell me there are some prosecution and some states that will go, they want him to plead. And that's the reason. He said that's
they want
the only
him to plead, yeah, or they're relying on a biased jury. Like that's it. Like because why would you not want to ensure that there's no possibility of an appeal? I mean, if there was enough evidence, and there should be, with poor people being massacred, you would have some confidence. Like Anne's got the confidence. She's got the, what I call the big D energy, but Bill don't have that big D energy. Like, no. Because if you have all the evidence, what do you care? Be like, all right, I don't care. You want to try him on the moon? I don't give a shit because I got all the, you know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't really follow true crime prior to this, except here and there a little bit. But so I don't know for a fact, but that's just my opinion. I don't see why. I can't think of a reason.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't understand why.
What is it? Hold on, reading Heather comment. Do you know Hunter Johnson has been going to? Yes, Heather. I was just looking at that the other day. Bubbly had posted a video about the camp. His stepfather has a camp, so that could be why he's kind of like really tight with multiple houses, multiple fraternities and stuff. Is that hold on? Is that about the camp that his stepfather runs, Heather? And fun fact, Brad Little, the governor of Idaho, is in the same, he's an alumni of UI and also in the same frat that Hunter Johnson belongs to. And that was an election month, by the way.
So this thing Heather sent is like brotherly bonds and family traditions. I'm probably going to throw up. Y'all, this is wild.
Listen, they use the word programming in these bylaws. If you read them, they use the word programming multiple times. Like, this is so cultish.
Y'all look at all the politicians. I'm not being mean. Just look at the politicians and see which ones were in frats and sororities and
40-something percentage of our U.S. presidents were in a fraternity or like Masons or some kind of fraternal organization.
And Bush was in some kind of weird one that had very specific initiation stuff that's disgusting.
Skull and Bones.
Yes, and they sleep with each other basically to initiate. It's really, who's found that? Somebody found that, but it's weird. It's gross. It's weird.
It's like the something ceremony. I don't know. Yeah, remember the guy that snuck in? He snuck in and like filmed it, and they're like, it's like an altar and a like 12-foot owl statue. Like, I'm sorry, like, listen, do what you want. That's on you guys. But my point is, why is it so hard for people to believe that this like a ritualistic kind of situation is possible when these politicians, people with money, powerful people, a majority of them, a high percentage of them belong to some sort of organization that practices some kind of ritual and, you know, traditions like that. It's just they believe in like a higher power, like a creator, and not just, you know, God. It's I have to show you some stuff I found. I'm not explaining it right.
Well, if y'all
These
go
were
to
consecrated to
also,
this grounds world.
they're
Wait,
all
what?
related to the Masons. And they also, if you look up anything and say, do they have cameras or about secrecy, they literally, Google will tell you that you need to get permission, even if you're a parent,
Yeah.
before you go on the property, because they have, I'm like, what the fuck?
And
Are
listen,
you
they're
serious?
just as loyal and tight and have a lot of anti law enforcement, unless you absolutely have to, you know, beliefs. The same as like 1%er motorcycle clubs have, where you don't talk to cops, like we handle internally unless you have to. You know what I'm saying? Like it's they're just it's the same. You can't wear the letters, fraternities letters, like unless under you know, certain circumstances. Same thing as like in a, you know, motorcycle, as they call them, gangs. I call them clubs. You can't
This is
wear.
about Hunter, I think.
It's the same.
Hunter
They're
Johnson.
just as, it's just as, you know, the rules are very, very similar. Just because
Okay,
they're
I'm not
younger and
reading
they're in college doesn't mean anything. It don't mean shit.
I'm not reading all of this, but this thing that Heather sent at the bottom, it says Hunter Johnson, Idaho 22, started coming to Phi Camp when his mom started dating his now stepdad, Adam
Yeah.
Hendricks. This is telling us that like these people bred their kids to do this shit. And literally, if they have a
Right.
problem with somebody else, like their
Right.
kids have to have a problem with their kids. Like it's
Bingo.
crazy.
And these parents come to Moscow and like party with these kids. There's all these pictures, tailgating party, like it's just I guarantee at one point or a lot of these parents have been in that house. I told you what the real sixth roommate and the connection to like her, you know, fathers that are, you know, ex-Marines. I'm sure they've been to the house. There's literally text messages saying that their liver is all messed up because of coming to Moscow all the time. Like, no. You have this crime makes more sense, either multiple females possibly, because, you know, women are crazy, or an older male with military experience. That's my opinion.
And this is exactly why my brother would not let my niece go to this school, because of he's in the Navy. So I don't know what he knows about as far as, you know, who does what, but like it was not, he researched this thing and it was not a school that he wanted her to go to.
Yeah.
I believe, and you can tell, I'm not sure, I'm not going to say the grub truck had definitely had something to do with anything that happened, but
Yes,
I'm
they
talking
did.
about the way people acted. You can tell the way they were acting toward Caleb, like that is obvious. That is
Yeah.
completely, and I think that's why the police did not go find that footage. I do think that the Gonzalez's are the ones that found that footage, because I don't think that they really wanted that out there like that. They know in Idaho that grub truck, which is really weird, y'all. I'm sorry, I do live in Alabama.
The grub
I've
truck is
never
100% involved,
seen
in
a
my
place
opinion.
that streams Twitch, and I don't even what y'all, that has been weird to me. Oh, it's no, there's nothing normal about that. Did y'all see those things where somebody's just paying for their food, saying weird things to them? What the hell? I'll pay for my own food. Who is that? Why are they doing that? And even if that has nothing to do with
For
it, that
blonde
shit is
girls.
weird.
He was buying. There
Weird.
was someone buying food for blonde girls all night. Have you seen on It's a Crime and Shame? She's the only one that I could find that's got anything with the chat that's attached to it. Have you seen that chat? The chat's weird. The minute the girls
No,
walk
I haven't
away,
seen the chat.
two people in the chat both mark the timestamp with like the chat bot, like you put in like time with an exclamation point, it gives you the exact time. Two people both asked for the time at the exact time the girls walked away. I found that a little weird. There's other weird little things.
And Criminal Confidential, and she's going to talk about this because she shared it with me, and I'm going to tell you this now. I didn't have to vet her. I don't have to vet Heather, because their vetting has literally come with the proof that keeps coming out of everything they say is the truth.
I always back up
I,
everything I say with some kind of
I don't.
evidence.
She's got proof to everything she says anyway. She done send me this. I'm like, girl, just talk about it. So I want her to talk about this ritualistic stuff. Just so this is not saying you have to believe it, but there is a. I'm not really good at explaining it. She's done the study on it, and I know that I read tarot cards and stuff. I just know somebody's weird and evil. That's all I need to know, or has some kind of I don't know. But
There's just
y'all,
too many coincidences
people
to
don't know
ignore.
what they're calling in when they're doing this stuff. They do these chants, these prayers. You don't know who you're calling in. You don't know what you're calling in, and half the people don't do the history to find out what they're calling in.
Yeah, it's there's just at what point do you stack how many coincidences and weird little things do you have to stack up before you realize that okay, like this is kind of weird. It's just okay. So I don't know what made me look into this. Like I had like a thought or came across something, and Ethan's birthday is October 28th, right? And I had looked into I'm almost scared to talk about
You
this,
can
honestly.
share if there's stuff you want to share. You should be able to present and everything because I made you a thing. So if you go to present, should share your screen or whatever.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. Because I'm on my phone. Let me just
or just put links.
You.
You can put links to it, or yeah, you can send it to me or put it over here to me, and I will in the back chat, and I'll put it up.
So there's a lot more to this, but I'm not gonna like some of it. I kind of honestly am like nervous. Like I'm literally like, started shaking a little bit to talk about it. But there's one big connection that I kind of like. It really it's too much of a coincidence. So hold on, let me send it to you. I don't know if I already did or not.
Yeah, and she has more discernment than me because I'm just like, come at me, please.
And I don't
because,
even believe in this kind of stuff,
crazy,
honestly.
So.
I really don't until now. Okay, so Ethan's birthday is shit. I don't know. I'm like honestly nervous to talk about this.
Well, you don't have to talk about the stuff you're nervous to talk about. Okay, I will tell y'all this. The number 13 means something, and that is in a group that I'm saying though, this is not just to do with frats ritualistic stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah,
this has to do with all of them, all of the groups that have and the 13th means something to a certain group. And I know everybody don't like Pavarotti, and I'm not saying that he's completely right. I'm saying there's some coincidences in there too that are weird.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this, and everybody can look into themselves. How about that? So look into Ethan's birthday, and look into something called the Battle of Milvian Bridge, Milvian. Okay, it was Constantine the Great. That's like when he converted to Christianity from paganism, and it basically formed, how Christianity is today. Like it was a huge thing in our history. Now, that's when Constantine has vision. He's seen in the sky, some Latin phrase that means "in this sign conquer," drew this crosses on all the armies, shields, and stuff like that. But Ethan's birthday is the same day. Now that Latin phrase that Constantine saw in his vision is Sigma Chi's motto. They worship Constantine. That is like I found documents that it says it's their rituals. I don't know if it's real or fake, but Constantine is literally mentioned like a bajillion times. There is if you look on the bylaws, there is a Constantine reenactment. Like they have like their financial companies, Constantine Capital. Like it's that's a little much to ignore, in my opinion. Like Ethan being born on the day, like, and that I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm going to play y'all some in a minute that me nor her have to say. We're going to let Sloan Bella say it. I'm not going to say all of it, but to vet Sloan Bella, y'all literally can look up her stuff, and just about everything she's ever said has been right on. She called P. Diddy out like exactly when he was going to be. I mean, she didn't mean to do it like that, but it was like the month almost to the day that stuff started happening with him. And then she said that Kim had a book or was writing a book. Everybody's like, no. Yeah, well, her niece is coming out now. And the shit that Sloan Bella said is straight coming out. So,
I posted some stuff on my Twitter. I can give you the link to that. You can.
Yeah. And I mean, and you do, y'all people, I know people don't understand. And I'm having to say this is allegedly, there's no way for me to prove this, but I believe there was a spiritual battle going along with the physical, and they may not have known they were in that physical, that spiritual battle. You don't always know, which sounds weird. And that kind of scared me just a little bit. I'm like, what the hell? I can't be going through no spiritual battle and not know it. But like, there's so much to this
I mean,
And
here's the fact. The fact is there. I mean, there was just that priest that was arrested for all this like evil satanic worship and CP and all this like crazy stuff. LSD. They found him with LSD. A 70-year-old man. Like, all I'm saying is, if you just do a little bit of research, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's easy to live in a bubble and believe it doesn't exist, but it does, and it's way more common than people think. It's way more common than anyone can even imagine.
no, yeah,
And
all of Hollywood
evil
does this.
exists. Evil exists, and
All of Hollywood.
people believe stuff. People that believe in something that strongly, to be loyal to like a group like that, are going to have rituals and things that program them and teach them that loyalty.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't just like, oh hey, I'm
Luciferianism.
gonna be loyal, cool.
Luciferianism.
Yeah, they do
Luciferianism,
things. What?
I think is what it's called. It's Luciferianism. I can't remember. Slombell will tell
I
you
don't
that
know.
all of Hollywood, they are born into this stuff. Just like people are born into Christianity, being Catholic, they are born into this stuff. And literally, I know people, this is an adult chat, so I'm going to say the word sex, but people, it's not just about catching diseases when you have sex with people. Please know that sexual encounters can be ritualistic and you don't know what the hell the other person's doing. You have no idea what they're doing. And that is what Hollywood does to stay on top. Jay-Z, Beyonce, that's how they've stayed on top. And it is,
Where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's too much smoke. You know,
okay, whenever Beyonce said she has somebody comes into her body, that's what happens. They literally let somebody come into their body, and when you do that, those things will take over. You don't know what the hell's coming into your body, because I believe, and y'all finna really think I'm crazy, I don't believe we're all human that have souls. I believe there are, like Britney Spears, her body's there, but her consciousness is somewhere else. Okay, because they have literally, and that's what they do. People will sell their kids out, and I know it sounds crazy, but we're learning this stuff. Look at all the stuff going on in Hollywood. Y'all can't tell me.
Evil exists.
It's crazy.
Oh, I just sent you an article. If you want a link to an article about this, this is just to show the kind of like sickness that people have. This is a group that was out there targeting kids on Discord, and they weren't doing it for money or for like, you know, like a sexual reason. It was strictly like literally for fun, because they're evil. Like, evil. This is a point that evil exists, and anyone that will dress up in a robe and sit there and chant back and forth about Constantine and this and that, I'm sorry, like we can't look at it from the eyes of like a quote unquote normal everyday person, because these are rituals and routines and stuff that program this loyalty and these beliefs. And I just think, I'm sorry, like, this is just my opinion, this is just a theory, but the fact that Ethan's birthday was that day, literally, I can't wrap my head around that. Like, all the other little things with but that is what sent me down that rabbit hole and really honestly made me look at this whole thing totally different. You know, someone left 4 lambs in front of the house. Did you know that? 4 little stuffed animal lambs. I have a picture of it. 4 stuffed lambs.
That is so, yeah. They've been doing that, y'all. This did not just start like that skin dog. This did not just start when Brian Koberger got to the. This has been going on. If you look up Idaho's history, they've been had people doing that stuff.
Maybe that's why the FBI was there ahead of time. Maybe.
Yeah, because of those, it was because of not the cartel, the brotherhood stuff. It was, there was a lot of that going on. There was a lot of drugs and stuff going on. There just was.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Idaho's not like a state that there's a lot of open land in rural areas. You know, the chances of somebody being related to somebody that is part of those groups is highly likely. You know, genealogies, it will tell you a lot. I can't.
And that's like it's.
Hold on, I'm gonna send you.
It's hard to explain as far as a spirit, because I can't explain everything either. Like, I don't know. I can't explain everything either. Why is that not?
Oh, hold on. Here, let me just send you my Twitter page, because there's the Ethan's Betty's Ball. everyone was like, oh, his thumb was in his pants. I'm like, yeah, maybe, I guess, but his hand looks weird and small. And I really feel like a lot of these pictures are AI. I really feel like a lot of these pictures are from other times. And the fact that they're very selective when you're in a sorority, especially a sorority, you don't just post every picture. I found pictures where you could see like a little disposable camera in the background. A lot of their pictures are actually printed up, and then certain pictures are selected to be put up publicly. So think about how easy that is to just take an old picture now and then post it up like it's from today, because it's never seen the light of day before. It's just weird. I like the whole did you see where I ran Kaylee's photo with Dylan when they're all dressed up? I ran it through like some website. It was supposed to detective it's AI, and it said 100% AI, likely AI generated, because the bar of the cart in the background is going through her arm. Like, it's just bizarre. This thing was well planned. It was planned. I think there's a lot of people involved. I think that people didn't even know they were involved. I think these people had places to be. There was like a schedule of some sort, and I think the fact that everybody's so silent, either that means someone very powerful is pulling the strings, or they had some involvement to some extent, even if they didn't realize it at the time, and they don't want any part of that. Like, there was just too consistent of an ebb and flow of people at the grub truck, and too many little weird things. And the timeline is definitely off. If you look at the grub truck, which you can go look at that, it's a Crime and Shame video. I can give you the link. If you look at the time when the girls walk away, it was, I think, 152 or 153. So it's off a couple minutes. Plus, I have to see if that chat time is based off of this when they started streaming or the actual time. Because if you watch the video from the beginning, they're streaming for about maybe 2 minutes before they say, okay, it's 10 o'clock. So I'm not like a math person, but that's got to be factored in as well, I would assume, if the chat timestamp is based off of how long the stream has been streaming. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. That it's all like,
Let's see.
it's all crazy to me. Like, all the stuff that happens, that's been happening, it's wild to me that
Yeah, it's just too
people
much
don't realize that it can be two different things at once. Like,
yeah. He could be
ritualistic does
guilty
not
and it could be
always
corruption.
mean that it's on the outside. It looks like it's ritualistic. They don't have to pose their body. They don't have to do all that. Sorry, trigger warning, y'all, but they can do other things. Like, if you look up sacrifices in these places, you will find, what you find. I'm not saying all of it's true. You have to kind of find, like,
where there's smoke, there's fire.
sources,
Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's too many cases of people that have come out and said things, and there's too much evil in this world to not believe that that type of thing is possible. It's just, I don't know why it's so easily shut down, when, especially in the case of, the fraternities and such, because they literally are ritualistic and have Freemason ties. And I just sent you the two posts on my Twitter about what we were talking about. But like I said, how many coincidences do you have to stack before you start saying, okay, wait a minute, this is weird? Like, I guarantee there's never been a case that had this many possibilities and all this crazy stuff going on. I feel like it was designed, like, this was well planned. Honestly, it's impressive. Like, it really is. It's impressive. It was planned, so it's purposely confusing. Like, the timeline was meant to be thrown off. The 8-hour delay, the multiple people at the crime scene was meant to throw off the crime scene. The multiple vehicles being seen on footage making U-turns and such, but no one clear particular person's vehicle. It was meant to be vague and confusing, and that's their game. Just look at their bylaws. It's meant to be vague. Everything is vague and confusing, because that gives them a lot of room to wiggle, and they need a lot of wiggle room in this.
It is very confusing. Okay, I'm going to share. We're not going to watch this whole video. I just want to show some of it and just show how many elements can be in this. Hang on. And also, it also kind of explains how they could, not that they were innocent in every way, but y'all see it. It'll explain. Hang on.
content of feeling that energy. And all week I've been directed to do the video, and I have gone in a multitude of directions. This is not one thing that had these kids killed. This is not like crazy guy in jail stalking them, wanting to kill them because he has a murder fantasy. That's what they want you to think, or that's what is being presented and or projected. This is multifaceted. This was a trifecta. There are at least 3 different groups, organizations, or focuses going into the murders, and each person that was murdered for a different reason. That includes
I've been saying that.
being a distraction as to why you would kill 4 people. It's not as it appears. It is integral. It involves university, 3-letter organizations, all kinds of things in a succession of a energy that's coming at one time, and they are pushing it. It even involves human weaponizing. Okay, so the weaponizing of a human.
Y'all, I'm stopping this. Allegedly, she thinks Brian, she does not think he's a killer. So everybody do not freak out. I'm not saying this is what I believe. We're just watching this before everybody don't freak out. But just listen to what she's saying.
Human brain, which is the case of Brian Koberger, the person that they have in jail currently. So I had to look up the birthdays of everybody, obviously, and also the chart for approximately 4 a.m. on the morning of the 13th, which almost identically sun in Scorpio and moon in Cancer, the same as the accused killer. Okay, so, and I did a 6 a.m. chart for him, obviously, because I don't have a time of birth. I can't find a time of birth. But what I found even more interesting is at the time that Brian Koberger was born. Okay, so he was born on November 21st of 1994. There was a penumbral eclipse that happened. I believe it was on the 18th of November of that year, and it hit the axis of Scorpio Taurus. Okay, so he has a Scorpio sun and a Cancer moon. That's as far as I could go into his chart. I didn't even bother looking at the rest. I looked at the aspects. I can see how somebody would think the way he thinks and be the way that he is, totally. And Scorpio rules sex, death, and transformation. Makes perfect sense to me. But also on a karmic level, that eclipse precipitated his birth. Now, the murders, the same eclipse happened, but the nodes were flipped. North node in Taurus, south node in Scorpio. And then that was on the 8th of November of 2022. So we have the same energy. That's what involved him. Like in my head, I was like, wow, snap, click. There was a click there. And I don't have, obviously I don't have both specific charts. I did run 4 a.m. on the day of the murders, just to put the energy in, and it was Scorpio sun, Cancer moon. And I was like, whoa, that's interesting.
Wow, I just built the most amazing workflow on Monday.com.
You build your own workflow? Why?
The other kids, now, as I said, Ethan, or I don't know if I said it, maybe in my head I said it, Ethan has a time of birth listed online. I don't know if it's accurate. He was one of 3 triplets, and he was the firstborn, and it's stating October 28th of 2002, 4:43 p.m., Seattle, Washington, which gives him a Taurus rising, okay? 58-second Taurus rising, which means he would be affected by the eclipse, the lunar eclipse, the blood moon, prior to the murders, okay? He would be, and I suspect they all have something in their chart, Scorpio or Taurus. If I knew the times of birth, this would be great. I don't. So we have Kaylee, and she is a June 8th of 2001. We have Xana, and she is a July 5th of 2002. Then we have Madison, or Maddie, and she is a May 25th of 2002. Now, Bethany, one of the surviving roommates, they suggest that she has an April birth date, same age group, same age, peer group, but they say April. That could be Aries or Taurus. I'm going to say it's probably Taurus because of those eclipses. Okay. So it's probably Taurus. I could find nothing. Okay. Nothing on Dylan. No birth date, no suggestion of a birth date, nothing. Okay. So when they hide birth dates online, I should be able to find a birth date somewhere, somebody, some school, some book, something. Nothing has been posted to a birth date that I could find. So no birth date on that. Now, here's what I feel happened the night that this happened, or preceding this, because it's a projection of things. So I want to talk about Brian Koberger to begin with, because I feel that he was there. I am not disputing that. I feel like he was there. I feel like he was known to everybody in that house. Known peripherally, known through a friend of a friend, known. Okay, I don't feel like he was somebody that they didn't know. I feel like somebody in that house absolutely knew him. I also, from the energy of Brian, feel like the connection to him is a weaponized human mindset. Weaponized. He was clicked into action. I don't know if this happens outside of what we know on earth and is a spiritual element to it, or I actually feel that he was and is a weaponized human being. So I feel these ideas were projected onto him, and he was placed in that area very specifically to cause distraction. There are a multitude of things going on, and I don't even think that his brain understands what's going on. I'm not saying he's not guilty. What I'm saying to you is there is a succession of events, and there is multiple reasons for those people being murdered, not just one, and not just one person, and not just one group of people. This is a complete trifecta, a perfect trifecta of 3 different organizations. My mind was going everywhere. Okay. Speaking to me, I had trouble sleeping. My mind was going absolutely over here, over there, trying to feel the energy. I heard Kaylee say very strongly, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And I was trying to ask her, what are you sorry for? Because I don't think she had anything to do with it. I think she spoke out of turn to somebody that she thought was a friend of hers. And this is a guy, not a girl. I feel like she was in the acquaintance of somebody who she did not know was connected to the group that she was speaking about. And I feel like that tripped her up. I don't feel like she knew, or she read it, or she could see it. So I feel like she came into the proximity of one of the 3 different people, different circumstances, different groups, if you want to put it like that, one of the 3 different groups that was focused on removing the people in that house from what they did. I also then whipped right over to Dylan, and there is a complete mask over her energy field. I cannot read her for the life of me, and she is not who she presents herself to be. I will tell you that. I feel like it's a complete inversion. It's completely inverted. It's not as she presents herself. Now, this could be self-preservation. I don't deny that. But I can't get a fix on the energy because she projects outwardly something that she isn't. Okay, I can tell you that much. That doesn't mean anything. A lot of people do that. So what I saw with her is that when the person walked in the house, okay, so when the person walked in the house, the person she describes in a mask, I feel like she saw them walking in the house. So when she says she saw them leaving, I believe she saw that as well. But I think she left out the part where she saw them walking in the house and opened the door, and they walked right by her. And I do feel like they saw her. So there's some kind of recognition there because they saw her. Whatever the recognition is, why ever they didn't kill her, there is a reason. There is acknowledgement there. I think she opened the door and went, oh shit, and shut the door. Okay. This is prior to what happened. She either caught the back end of them or caught it right on the way by. I don't feel like Bethany saw any of that, but I feel like Bethany knows exactly what was going on but maybe during what was going on. Obviously, if you hear sounds like that, and I'm really hesitant to believe that they did not hear the sounds of people being murdered. I'm pretty sure you heard them. That house, I'm pretty sure you heard them. I can hear a creak in my house. I mean, there's no way you didn't hear them. You may have tuned it out. You may not have wanted to deal with it, but there's no way you can't hear that. That house was not that big, and it seemed like it was pretty actually run down, or not really sturdy. It wasn't like a mansion with 75 rooms. So I got the distinct feeling that both the surviving roommates actually did hear what went on. I am also seeing Kaylee and Madison at some kind of establishment, bar, restaurant, whatever. I see them talking, they're eating something. So it could be like at a bar stool. It's a table, not a booth table. They're sitting there talking, and who they're talking to is a turncoat or a Benedict Arnold or a person who is setting them up, getting information about when they're going home, what they're going to be doing. I feel like the girls were talking to the enemy without knowing it was the enemy. Now, what do I mean by that? You're thinking, who wants to kill young girls, right? Besides a sexual pervert, which is where this case is going when they focus on Brian Koberger. They focus on, he's like on the spectrum, he's OCD, and he is a Scorpio. They do stalk people. I mean, that's just factual. They do it for fun. Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon, whatever, Scorpio sun, they can't help themselves. They rule that part of the chart. They also make great detectives. Okay. So they will research. I feel like Brian was called in to the house after the fact or during the fact to follow up on the fact. That's actually what I think. I realize he was there, but I'm trying to feel what he's doing. And it feels like I'm cleaning up behind somebody. I'm cleaning up. Okay. So it looks a little bit, and I'm not apologizing for him. I don't even want to hear that in there. I'm telling you what I'm feeling, and I don't have to feel what is written in the newspaper. That's not how psychic works. That's not how mediumship works. That's not how energy reading works. And I'm getting really amped up with it. I hear Kaylee again saying, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I hear Xana talking to her mother. I'm hearing that. There's something going on with her mother in the next 5 months where the mother either has to have surgery or some kind of medical issue. And Xana is saying, it's okay. I'm okay. Like she's saying it. You don't have to do this. You don't like, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe, but that's what I'm hearing. So Xana is very focused on her mother, very focused on that. I'm feeling like everybody was killed slightly differently, as in there were different weapons used. I'm going to word it like that. So one may not actually be a knife. It may be something else. It may be a sharp edged thing. What was so interesting is when I was trying to feel the energy, was thinking of people that sharpen weapons, like other kinds of things like ski poles and stuff, and they sharpen it where it could look like a knife or stick somebody like a knife. So I was thinking of that. That tells me it's not just a knife. I feel there was fighting. I also feel the phone call was made. The people were sent out. The cleaner came into the house. The people were sent out. There's somebody scooping up paperwork or looking for information in the house. Now, I don't know how much paperwork anyone keeps in those like fraternity houses or sorority houses or on-campus houses, but I'm feeling like they were looking for something in particular. I also feel like a call was made at about 11 o'clock the night prior on the 12th, and everything was set into motion then. It was set into motion. It's going forward. Now, I feel like this is connected to something so much more than like, I'm pissed off at you, I'm a psychopath, I'm coming to kill 4 random people. That house was being watched. They were being stalked. Everybody in that house was being watched, okay? Everybody, not Madison, not just Kaylee, not, Bethany, not just Dylan, all of them. And there was one other girl in there.
How do you take 20,000 children in the middle of New York City without anybody seeing?
All of them, okay? All of them were being watched. they were being watched from the perspective of, we need to see who's saying what. So we listen. That sounds like some kind of organization or some kind of crime group and or government crime, something. They were being watched. I feel like the two girls, Kaylee and Madison, got in the way of an investigation for either a crime trafficking family. I go to Arizona, I go to New Mexico, and I go to California. That's a triangle. That's a triad, a trifecta. That's what they keep telling me in my head, a trifecta. So I go to there. What happens in those states? Trafficking, 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 trafficking. I can't stop saying that. Trafficking. That's what happens in those states. Somebody in that house was speaking and was involved with somebody connected to that organization. And then somebody else in that house was talking about what they knew about what this person said, kind of peripherally. So it's like when I say something and there's a whole group of people and I say something and these two people have a secret over here and I'm outing their secret. No one's told me. I just happen upon it. Observation. I happen to say something that makes one turn against the other. One turns against the other. One turns against the other. Okay? One turns. I don't necessarily think that's even really what happened. I think it was sort of a happenstance. And I also feel like it was 3 men involved. It's all threes, threes, okay? All the way along. 3 men. Now, when you're talking about the roommates, and it sounds really very strange, and I don't mean this in a horrible way, but one of the roommates presents herself how she isn't. So I present myself like this, but I'm not really like this. So the projection or the energy that I show is cloaked and hidden because I don't want you to know who I am and why I'm at your school. Okay, so that's what I will say. I don't want you to understand what I'm really doing there because it's not about education for me. That's not what it's about. So I get that very strongly. So there's a mole in the house. Now, the mole can be working for the good side or the bad side, the crime family or the cops, right? Like, I don't know which side. And sometimes the cops can be bad and the crime family can be good because it's all flipped and crazy. There is a succession and then there's drugs. Okay, so there's 3 things: weaponized human, trafficking, and drugs. But it's not drugs like pharmaceuticals, opioids, fentanyl, heroin. That's not what I'm talking about. Why do people take drugs besides for fun and besides for illness, right? They take drugs, steroid performance enhancing drugs. What if, while all of this shit's going on, we have people being brought into this school setting, this university, we have people being brought in there that are kind of harnessed and drugged in order to perform, in order for sports, in order for money. Because human trafficking is one thing, it goes in different directions. But what if the sports department, and I am getting that. So there is also a connection to that. And that came through the side of Ethan. So I don't know what he was involved in or not involved in, but somebody that he was around and talked to is connected to that element. Now, you can be friends and have a whole bunch of people that you know and hang around and not think that they're involved in anything, or you could suspect it, but you're still hanging out with them because you're friends. You know, when you're 20, you're 21, you're not thinking that, right? You're not thinking that this person is going to fuck up my life because they're going to tell me something and I'm randomly going to repeat it, which is what happened with Kaylee. That is why she's saying, I'm so sorry. About 11 o'clock the night before they were killed, she is talking in this restaurant and bar place setting, and she is speaking about something, and they are like, absolutely the fuck not. You have to shut up. Okay. So they're not telling her that, but in their head, she is talking to somebody and she's getting bits and pieces of it, not the whole thing, bits and pieces. Okay. Bits and pieces, little bits and pieces. And she's talking to somebody that she assumes is a friend, not an enemy, not a frenemy, but a friend, male. This male person is texting madly. There is a setup starting at 11 p.m. the night prior, okay? The house is already being watched. It's being watched by a multitude of different people. Also, bullshit on the neighborhood not knowing what's going on. Just bullshit on that. Because the people around the house absolutely, I hear this very clearly, absolutely understood, back off and shut up. Back off and shut up. There is no excuse whatsoever. I'm going to come out and say it, okay? I'm going to come out and say it. There is no excuse whatsoever to not call 911 for 8 hours. I don't care who you are or what kind of mental freezingness you have, okay? I don't care. I don't care how you want to. Literally, the camera just cut off because I said, I don't care how you want to justify that, as if people are trying to justify it. I understand trauma from the point of seeing dead bodies. I've seen several. I get it. I understand hearing even guns go off. Like, I've heard guns go off, and I get it. I get that you can freeze, but 8 hours of conscientious direction in a different way is an entirely different thing. What happened in that 8 hours? And by the way, when I'm, okay, one of the girls, and I don't ask me which one because I get confused. It was one of the blonde girls though. One of the girls is holding on literally to the bed, okay? Like holding on to the bed and being pulled away. I don't feel that they recognized fully who was there. There was more than one person in the house. And that may be the confusion of Dylan, seeing one go in and one go out and catching the eyebrows coming towards her. Note, I was directed at the statement that she made, if it is correct. So hard to tell online, but if it is correct, she said the person was athletic but not muscular. Let's reword that. One of the people that came in to kill those four was muscular and also had bushy eyebrows. The point was he was muscular. That's why she said he wasn't. And it was two different people. So did she see the back of one and the front of another? Yes. And they all came from different directions, okay? Like, for different reasons. Now, Brian is a weaponized human. He is put in there, controlled human, mind-controlled human to do what they want him to do. And he came in to assess what went on. I keep getting that. Like, to take note of it, to observe it, to keep it where it couldn't be found, to make it in a particular way, to make sure the other ones didn't get caught. And there's a payoff for, if you take the fall for this, we will go here. There's also mind control with it. I wouldn't take the fall for that, okay? And I'm not saying he wasn't involved in it, but it's not quite to the degree that he was a psychopath in there murdering everybody. There are other people, period. It has to do with trafficking. It has to do with sports. It has to do with steroids, drugs, injectables, whatever you want to call them. All of those things are involved. Each and every person in that house was talking to other people that they assumed were friends. There was many a voyeur in that house because it is a town full of young kids in a house, girls. So the neighbors were watching, always watching. There is video footage of what happened. So this brings another element. I feel like that home was bugged. Okay, bugged. By bugged, I mean like in the, 1960s reference, Maxwell Smart, Get Smart. They placed objects in the house that could absorb, record, watch, rewind, watch, rewind, watch, rewind. There's a full accounting on the internet of the murders. I don't know if it's on the internet you and I would see, but somewhere online, this is being sent around because there is also a ritualistic aspect to it. The Greek system, the numerology, the sigil magic that Dylan put the tattoo on her arm. I'm not disputing getting a tattoo after someone dies. As you know, I did the same thing. It's what the tattoo is. That is a sigil. Okay. So I feel like
I don't have $1 million to spend on cameras, mics, and teleprompters, but that's fine because with the script I have.
There's a specific reason for that. It's a numerology. All of the kids' names are connected energetically. That's why they were brought there. There's a connection. This is a spiritual focus. This is a ritualistic performance on top of, okay? So that's another layer. It is not just nut job Brian came into town and decided, I'm going to kill 4 people I don't know because I'm socially awkward on the spectrum and I'm a freak. I'm not saying he's none of those things. I'm just saying that's not what happened. And I feel like his brain has been controlled. I do feel it's really strange, but I feel like the people in the house knew him or knew of him. So I feel like he was familiar to people in the house. I also feel that you have no idea, nor do I, what was really going on behind the scenes, the spiritual element. When we go to sororities and frat houses, what are we really doing? I didn't go to those, but if you do belong to those type of things, what kind of an energetic system are you following? It's like skull and crossbones. So think about that for a second. Fraternal order, go back to even cartoons with the Flintstones, the fraternal order, blah, blah, blah. That's what they're following. So there is a spiritual component to what goes on as well. And there are people that will be given up for the greater good financially of the organization. And that's what I feel the motive is. That's what I feel the motive is. Okay. I feel like Ethan on the other side is fucking confused. Like he's like, shit. When he saw, this is what I feel. I feel like he didn't even suspect who it was. So somebody turned on him, and I'm almost going into somebody that was very, very close to him, as in close, not friend, maybe related on some level. There's somebody, he's like opened my eyes, like, wow, wow, wow. Okay. So, and there's connections all the way through that. I also feel that the confusion lies with why the roommates didn't call 911, why they called everybody but 911 or whoever called. I'm not sure who called, but I don't know why you're not calling. What has happened? Were you in an altered state at the time? Were you even in your body? Was there something else going on ritualistically behind the scenes? I will go down that line because I can see it. That's why I'm all over the place. This case is all over the place. Now, I am seeing that, okay, so this is the year 2024. So by the year 2034, so a decade from now, we will have the answers. Some of it is going to come to light this year. You're going to hear wording that makes you know it's not just a random lurking, stalking asshole who killed them, okay? Because that's what Brian Koberger would be, is an asshole. Ask yourself, is that really the reason that these 4 kids are dead? Absolutely not. There is a component. I really feel they got in the mix by accident, at least the ones that are dead, by accident in a cartel of triangular traffickers. Arizona, New Mexico, California, Arizona, 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 New Mexico, California. That is what I think. I think they have people who phone. I think they have people who watch. I think this was very constructed. Now, here's something I'm going to say, and it might offend people. I feel somebody in that house, whomever, don't know if they're the dead roommates or the living roommates, but somebody was getting paid for the information that they were giving. I'm going to have to suspect that it's probably one of the 2 living ones because otherwise they'd be dead. But and oh my God, I feel like, of course, I'm always going to say this. I feel like there is a component of authority involved because we all know when you have power, it's ridiculous. But the police department on some level is corrupt on some level. And they are being put into position to allow Koberger to get off on something or to get away with it, or that's actually what's happening, I feel. Okay, I'm not saying he will. He might get some time in jail, or not. I feel like he's so meticulous because he's a weaponized human brain mindset. Weaponized. And I also feel like the weaponization of his thinking, which we would call OCD. I love a good cleaning fest with OCD, but who would think like a person with OCD? Ask yourself that. Who would think like a person with OCD? They say that OCD people have trauma and they want to control. Okay. But who would think like a person with OCD? Think of the movie Pulp Fiction. Think of the character that showed up when, whichever one, it wasn't John Travolta, it was the other guy. Jackson. Samuel Jackson, I'm trying to think. And he shoots that kid in the car because he won't shut up, and he doesn't want to shoot him. He just is shut the fuck up and shoots him. So the car has to be cleaned. So that guy comes in and he's meticulous. He wears gloves. He has OCD and he cleans. So it's kind of interesting. My mind went to Pulp Fiction and the cleaner guy and the junkyard and the car, and your wife's coming home and make me a cup of coffee, put these clothes on and do this. That is very meticulous and very OCD. Most of us can't clean a car. Like if something dies in our car, we can't clean it to get rid of the smell, to get rid of the blood, to get rid of stuff. Okay. A meticulous person knows exactly what kind of chemicals to use to remove that type of thing. Let's say you had a dog that died in the car. You put a dying dog in the car. Do you really think you could get the smell out? Do you think you and I could do that? Do you think taking it to the car wash does that? No, you have to know specifically what's going to work on cars, carpets, curtains, floors, etc. Okay, so I feel like there's an element to what's going on that's like Pulp Fiction. So Brian Koberger is called in to oversee, overlook, at least in his mind, this is what I'm picking up. Now, maybe he went and killed them and thought that that wasn't what he was doing. That's quite possible. But I feel like this is where we are going with this. There is a combination of things. It's big money. And again, Kaylee says, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I know that the media or the people online switched it to say that maybe Madison was the target, but I'm hearing Kaylee say that. So I'm going to stick with, she got herself into a situation or circumstance that she was unaware that the person she was speaking with, male, was an enemy. And she was giving this person bits and pieces of information. Now, they show a lot of stuff online, body cam footage, neighbor footage, cop footage, whatever. They go to the house and they're like, knock, knock. There's so much noise. And you see the kids come out. I don't know which kid it is. One time it was Kaylee. It might have been Madison one time. Or it could have been Xana. I don't know. But the kids come out and they're like, one of them says, I'm not 21 and that's my roommate. And I think it was Kaylee. And then that's my roommate or whatever she says. Why really were those cops there? Because in my neighborhood, there's murders that happen and you can't get 911 to show up. Okay. Like I'm being dead serious. Very rarely do they come. You actually what are they? What, a noise complaint in a college town or what? And then the cop's standing there and he's like, well, instead of giving you a $300 ticket, you should have some beer and spend your money like that. Like, I'm sorry, you don't want them to make noise, but you want them to drop a couple of hundreds on booze and then think they're not going to make noise. Makes no sense. So I was immediately drawn to, what if the police showing up, knock, 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 is like, hey, we can see you. We know what you're doing. That's why we're coming to the door on a noise complaint. Everybody knew they were noisy because they're 20-year-olds. That's what they do. Dogs are noisy. Kids are noisy. I mean, okay. And this is a town full of people in housing, going to school, drinking and partying. Yeah, they're noisy. Anyway, I also get a connection, and I have no idea who this is, but to a father figure connected to the house. So there's somebody writing checks with a lot of money. I don't know whose father it is and why I'm using the word father figure to the house. I write checks. I pay for housing. I pay for this. I pay for that. I'm also involved peripherally because of how I make my money. How do I make my money? Don't know who that is, but I'm also getting that. So this is my first video.
Okay, so I lied. We did watch it all. But who is that? Y'all, and I'm not saying Brian Koberger was this. I'm just saying Sloan's not usually wrong. And so, and especially with her saying that the cops, they're trying to get him off from this, y'all cannot say that that is not crazy. And then look what's going on. They can't even give evidence, like, you know, she didn't say he did it, and people get confused with that. She don't think he did it. That's why I said I didn't think he did it. But who is the father figure they're talking about? And the sports thing, I told you I looked that up, right? Like if you go look up, you can find where all these coaches got in trouble. The ritualistic thing that Criminal Confidential and Heather's talking about is exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So I just think there's more right with her stuff. I'm not saying it had to do with, even if Brian Koberger was, he still didn't do it. They can't give him the death
I don't think he
penalty,
did the actual murdering. I think he might have met someone powerful at that Grove party because there's no pictures of that party. I think it's the party itself was very secretive.
Yeah.
Brian, the next day, Brian said to his neighbor, he said, that yesterday was interesting or something. The party was no, he said it was an interesting experience. Why would he say that about just a regular old pool party? Why would there be you can't find any photos? I think that party was something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe I don't know. But to say it was an interesting experience seems a little weird.
And did y'all see where she said Dylan was not who she projects herself to be, and somebody was getting paid to give information, and that's why they're not dead? Like, I think Bethany was like I don't know if she was not supposed to be there or.
Kaylee was the only one in a different sorority, so maybe Kaylee. She was in the biggest room, even though other people had been there longest. Like Xana had been there for 2 years. Maddie had been there longer. Why wouldn't they want to move into the big room when someone moved out of the big room? And there's a comment that Kaylee made under the Meet the Roommates picture where she puts the emoji of the mind blown. She just commented with the mind blown emoji.
Who was she talking to Adam? See, and somebody said Adam was texting a lot. So it makes me think that who she was talking to was Adam.
Adam wasn't even checking he wasn't even a bartender. He was at the door, which, like, I wonder if they always have someone at the door like that.
I don't know, but it makes me think it was Adam or not Jack, not her stupid boyfriend Jack, because I just don't think I don't give him enough credit for all that. The other Jack maybe, but I think the other Jack was trying to protect them in some way. I honestly believe it was Adam that was, because if you go back and look at his history, he's connected. It's just weird. And so this is why I said the trafficking thing, because Kaylee looked into stuff. She loved true crime. So she could have been talking about that. Somebody in that bar.
Remember Steve said something about trafficking?
Yes. And so I'm telling you, this is like, and Sloan, I know Kim come out, but Sloan just did this 6 months ago. So Kim come out way before Sloan did, which I think Kim took some shit from Ashley, the Reckoning Co., because I didn't know what Kim was saying. I've only watched her interviews, like the first or second interview she did. Like, I did not realize she was going on all these other platforms because I just didn't pay attention to her. Okay. I just thought she was a mom that didn't. I literally thought her story just sounded, the reason I didn't question it is because it's just like, okay, well, maybe her kid didn't know somebody, whatever. Because my mama would have literally went to the FBI. Okay. Like, that's why I thought that she that's why I didn't think she was lying, maybe, because my mama literally would have done that. I don't know that she would have come out on YouTube and said anything, but my mama would do whatever to find whoever did this shit to them kids. Cause that's my mama, you know, but if you listen to the Reckoning Co., some of the shit and Kim's got comments on there, and I noticed a lot of the tarot people, and that's why I'm real careful, because I don't ever want her to use something I said and take it and anybody to twist it. I'm not trying to make it. I do see crazy stuff sometimes that I don't say because I don't believe we have to tell all the whatever, because it may just be whatever.
How many whatevers do you have to find in order to get your attention? That's my thing.
That's what I'm saying. She said it's ritualistic. Their names, the number 3, their names. And I don't know how their names are connected.
There's that there was like a meteor shower, a blood moon. Like, there's all this crazy shit. Like,
And see, she said they were being stalked, but Brian wasn't stalking them. And like she said, Scorpio stalk people for fun. That don't mean
stalking
anything.
was. I really feel like those wires on the side of the house, which are weird. Like no other.
And
I've
she
never
said
seen
it was like the 1960s.
I think it was webcam. I think the house is webcam.
Yeah, and y'all know the 1960s bug stuff is like a little thing, just little bitty stuff that can hear audio.
I think the landlords,
and
and that
on the
explains.
line.
That
She
explains
said it's
why
like
there's
on
such
the
a rush.
black internet, whatever it's called. What is that?
Dark web, the dark web.
Yeah.
That's why they're in such a rush to knock it down, because I think that house is webcam. Because I would love for someone to tell me what were those wires inside the house for? I've never seen that many. You know what I'm talking about? Over by like on the side where the like electrical thing was. There's like all these wires going into the house, and it's just for what? For what? You know what I'm saying? They stood out to me. And then that big antenna in the background with the TV antenna on the background on the top of it. I sent you a picture in Discord if you want to show it. That whole backyard was heavily wooded, so that's not a utility pole. It was heavily wooded.
Like, if
there's nothing connected to it.
And so the university, and that's why I kept on telling people, because Ethan said something about steroids. That Sloan did not. She don't research this shit. Like she got online, looked for the birthdays, and she saw Dylan's statement, and that's why she said Dylan. And she said the whole neighborhood knew. But when she said that they are like, shut the fuck up, don't say nothing. They got that. That's proof right there. We know because nobody's saying anything. Right. So I'm not saying that. And when she said a cartel of people, she don't mean literally the cartel. She's
why
just
else would everyone be quiet? You know, there's been so much silence.
There's something. It's not frat boy. It's not only frat people. The reason they're being quiet, like those little boys. That no, this is deeper than just that. And I'm saying that I think they were involved because I think this whole group is involved in. I think some of the frats' parents are involved in trafficking and other stuff 100%. Allegedly. So 100%. This has to do with. But did y'all hear what she said about Ethan? Somebody close to him. Somebody basically related to him, which I don't know if they're talking about his mama allegedly or his brother or what.
Listen, go look what I sent you and show it. Listen, and I could show you timestamp at the grub truck where the guys right before they start screaming Xana's name and Ethan's back and all this stuff where they say round one, let's do it like that. Then you have next door Xana and this other girl. It says roof of the Shark Tank. That was at 1118. The Shark Tank. If you look, if you Google it, it's
is that what I'm showing? Which one do you want me to show on Discord?
Start with the first one I sent you. The girl, the Xana on top of that girl's shoulders.
Okay.
So I find that picture and I'm like, what the hell is the Shark Tank? So I start looking into it. Shark Tank is a type of like sparring in boxing, and then you can look at the other pictures I sent you with Ethan and Hunter and Pete. I mean, these guys, their knuckles are all bandaged up. Their Hunter's wrist is all, messed up. He's drinking a bottle of champagne like he's celebrating something. He's celebrating. Shark Tank is when one person fights multiple people in succession, and it's very grueling and intense. And there's one winner at the end, like an alpha.
Why is this not letting me? Hang on.
And I think that the fight, that theory is it's true. I mean, I found, like I said, I have the grub truck timestamp where he's saying round one, and then everyone's screaming, Ethan's back, and then Xana's name, and they're clearly watching a fight. And this is right next door, a Shark Tank.
Can y'all see this?
Why would they say that? Can you see it? I don't know. Let me look.
Can y'all see it?
No.
Well, what the hell is wrong with it? Hang on. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. I told y'all this is the first time I'm messing with StreamYard, whatever the hell this is called. I don't know what I'm doing, so y'all just be patient for 1 second. I need to put Heather in here, not where, because I know she don't want to talk, but she could be behind the scenes doing all this shit. I make her admin too, and she can do all this kind of stuff. That's what I need her to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hang on, y'all. Where the hell did my Discord go? Wait a minute. Okay, hang on. Okay.
I feel like all the answers are in the beginning, honestly. The beginning.
Can y'all see it now?
No.
What the fuck is wrong with this? Why is it not showing anything? Oh my God. Hang on, y'all.
Okay. Yeah, so there's some things that, like, I would love for someone to give me a logical explanation for. But when I say something, I usually can show not just one piece of circumstantial evidence. I usually can show multiple, enough to make it, make a logical assumption and not just pull it out of my ass. So this Shark Tank thing tied in with the rumors about fighting, and then, the banged up knuckles and all that. Plus, if you watch the Sigma Chi Rush video, they show these guys with boxing gloves getting ready to they're like punching like the like the thing when you practice, you punch into like they hold the padded little whatever they're called. And then so it's like, okay, this stuff is there's enough to make it seem like it could make sense. Maybe and Brian was a boxer. Maybe he was like training them or something, or maybe even doing security for the fights. Maybe saw something he shouldn't have. Maybe saw something he shouldn't have, Hey, Sirius, allowing you. You're always allowed.
Yeah, y'all, and in the chat, y'all can say what you want, just as long as whenever we're saying things that we don't know are facts, and nothing the police. If you say something by the PCA, please put allegedly, because I'm not calling that fact again.
Yeah.
Because they said it's irrelevant, so I'm not sure what that means. So I don't even call that fact. She don't talk about his car, and when I asked her, she said that she does not think he was in his car. If he did that,
I think the car is a red herring.
Yeah,
I think the white Elantra is a red herring. Honestly. Kane, I really feel like I missed my calling, honestly.
Like, he has allegedly, yeah, because they said that was irrelevant. So what the hell is irrelevant?
It was a red herring.
Right? So that's why I say when I say something about PCA, I say allegedly, because what the hell?
People got to understand that there's a lot of really deep-rooted families in Idaho and that region in particular, like going back like hundreds of years. And a lot of money, a lot of grudges. They've been around for a long time. A lot of, families with a lot of money and power. And
who is the father figure? I'm sorry, I just yelled over her. Who the hell is that? Somebody tell me who that is. Related? Who is the father figure? I want to know who that is.
I think
Heather. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know. Father figure.
That eclipse stuff is wild, though. The nodes flipping or whatever. I don't even like Heather knows all that shit. I'm not sure about that.
It's just it's just too much to ignore, and like the whole Sigma Chi thing. Like I can't ignore it. Like, and did I show you that article where it was saying
about a realty company? I mean, the man in the realty, but was he? Wait a minute, I'm so confused. Now, was the guy where they talk? Who's like? I don't know that it's one of the kids' dads, but it's somebody that was helping pay bills. Somebody doing something about some whatever in the house. I don't know.
Well, a lot of these kids, their fathers and mothers too, they like to come. I don't know why I said mothers like that. Their father and mothers like to come like to town, like tailgate and like get like drunk with these kids. Like there's pictures of them all together. And I think it's that part is possibly related to the real sixth roommate, because why would they lie about it? They didn't just, it's not like before Ashlyn, if Ashlyn would have never came out and lied about that's the whole story that she told, it wouldn't be a big deal. But the fact that it's not just being like, it's not just unknown, it's being covered up, and we're trying to be fed a narrative that she was the sixth person on the lease that doesn't make any sense. So that's what makes me think like maybe if there isn't, if that father figure thing is real, it's one of it's the girls, the sixth roommates.
But what if it's about the what is that shit, that thing, that what is that, the what is that thing called, that stupid thing where all these people get on there and sell sex or whatever? What is that shit, that thing, internet thing, that whatever it's called? Fans only, OnlyFans. What if it was about that? Because Lana did this thing saying that like they had oh my god, I'm gonna throw up. What if it was one of them men? Oh, gross. Okay, I don't
think that because that doesn't answer why the 8-hour delay, why they were left alive. I think that it has to be tied to the Greeks. That's the only thing. I hope not, because that just made me sick.
I can't see Kaylee, Maddie, and Xana has a boyfriend. What is she doing? Bringing him in there while she's like, I just don't see them.
Well,
if they got involved in that, I don't know.
OnlyFans does not have to just be sexual. OnlyFans
it can be modeling. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if it was modeling or something.
You remember how Olivia said, they posted real college girl things, like talking about their social media. Like there's people out there who just want to watch a bunch of kids like just do everyday things, like just like a college party house. Like they just want to like be voyeurs. Like voyeurs.
Like, I would probably find it cool, but I'm not no gross thing. I just think it's interesting what people do. I'm just nosy.
Right,
but like, can you
exactly.
imagine? And every
It's
time
not
I think
always
of
sexual. It's not always
OnlyFans,
sexual.
every time I think of OnlyFans, all I can think is feet fetishes.
Yeah,
Y'all.
it could be anything. It could be there's someone out there. Me and my friend used to play a game where we go on like Pornhub and type in something random and see if there was an actual video about it. There's literally the weirdest things. There's like stop signs, gummy worms.
Oh
There's
my
a
God, I
video
can't.
for everything.
And anybody that likes to watch porn, y'all do know that's the government op, right? Like, because they want people to watch that shit for a distraction. It is disgusting. And they also do it to promote sex trafficking. I don't care if they ban my YouTube, but
you know that
anyways,
they banned
I'm not
it.
trying
They
to.
banned
I'm not
it,
trying to make up words, but they say daddy daughter. That's
know,
what.
like,
Who is watching something that says daddy
Yeah,
daughter, uncle, grandpa?
nasty.
Like,
Well, you know
and what
they
person-
banned it in Idaho. They
Oh my
banned Pornhub. That you can't
should ban it
access
everywhere.
Pornhub in Idaho. Maybe they didn't ban it, but I think they made it so you have to show an ID or something to
my
access it. And Pornhub said now we're out, and they pulled out.
Who is
No
watching
pun, no pun
something?
intended. No pun intended. Pulled out.
I don't know how anybody could watch it, even if you wanted to watch it, which I think it's stupid because these girls start screaming before anybody's touching them. So, I mean, but y'all have to understand what I think about sex too. Like, I literally wish there was this surgery that I could have that, like, I had no hormone. Everybody would know it because I think it's all stupid. This is why I say that any girl that thinks I want their guy, they're an idiot because look.
Girl, it sounds like you just haven't had the right guy.
No, I've had all, and it's not the right ones. It's just that I
one,
used to be the type that, I mean, the one I have now is decent. He's just psycho. They all are, but
no, I mean good as a person. I mean good in bed.
Oh, girl, I don't care about that neither. I could do more for myself than anybody else could do. But anyway,
this is true too.
So, and when somebody does stuff with you, they think they got some kind of, I don't know what the hell's wrong with them, but I have literally used to beg my husband not to cheat on me. I wish this is why I'm like the guy in the relationship. My boyfriend or fiance, he cried. I'm just like, what the fuck are you crying about? Like, literally, I don't know what happened. Time leaped on me and I just went opposite. But number one, I think it's stupid for adults to cheat because you're a fucking adult and what the fuck are you doing? Number two, it's disgusting and immorally wrong. Like, I was messing with Twiz and I didn't realize him in LA was dating. I said he's my YouTube boyfriend. I don't mean, like, I was like, oh my God, somebody tell that girl that I'm not trying to, I'm in Alabama. He's in damn whatchamacallit. Like, I don't ever want to step on nobody's toe. Like, I do not talk about sex with anybody. I do not send nobody. Yes, we're talking about random stuff, but I don't send nobody no kind of picture. Y'all don't be sending these people pictures. Y'all,
you know what it is? I feel like
don't do it. Don't do
they're
it.
Gonna do what they do regardless. So I'd rather know about it. Like, you want a girlfriend, go ahead. But as long as my cup's full, I don't care who else's cup you're filling. But mine better be full too. Otherwise, we got an issue.
Girl, I've tried to find my fiance a girlfriend. Like, can you please take him? Because like I just cannot.
I just get furious if
I'm
lied
very
to.
weird.
As long as I'm not lied to, I don't give a shit. Do what you want to do. Leave me alone. Good.
Well,
now I got my alone time too. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, he gets mad. He said it's just like my mama. I can't tell you nothing that's a lie. Look, he can't go nowhere. I know where he's at. Like, it don't work. I just know. I'm like, I ain't worried about that.
Hold on. Let me see. Damn, I wish you could see. I wish you could can you go on my Twitter or you can't share your screen at all?
Oh no, I can share
how
Twitter.
to do this?
Discord wouldn't work. I can share Twitter. Hang on.
Okay.
I don't because Discord. Oh, because I had the app up. If I show, I'm a dumbass. Wait a minute. I can make Discord work. I'm stupid. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, because I sent you the pictures in Discord. Otherwise, they're on my Twitter if you want to go on there.
But I'm very, like, literally, as far as me and Heather and me and Criminal Confidential and me and Christy, like, I do not get close to people. This is not by me. I literally, and I'll tell everybody this, I think that I had a dream that we have some kind of mission. I don't know what kind of mission we going on. I said, I don't know if tell y'all this is a good thing or if I'm just telling y'all, oops, it sucks to be y'all right now because y'all got picked with me. I'm not sure what we're supposed to do, but I do believe that we have some kind of something we're supposed to do. And Twiz come into the effect with like being a friend because he tells the truth. We've never talked about anything except the case or how are you doing or whatever, you know what I mean? And so I was like, oh my God, I was freaking out. I said, oh my God, somebody's going to tell his girlfriend that I was like, Twiz, tell her. He was laughing. He's like, no, I said, because I talk to LA all the time. I was like, oh my God. And y'all know how people are. I was like, oh God. So
I'd be flirting with people by accident sometimes. I'm like,
yeah, I do not.
I'm an Aries. We're just flirty. Aries are just flirty.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying though, I just don't, it's not, two, like, how far away are we? That would be weird anyway. But because Twiz has been trustworthy to me, that's why I feel close to him. And he's really smart and showed me all this stuff. He's the one that has convinced me Brian Koberger really, like, I didn't think he murdered them, y'all. But in my head, and he still might, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. If he didn't murder him, he can't go.
I don't think he did the actual killing. No, I think it's possible that there's someone powerful connected and he got wrapped in unknowingly, maybe, like thought it was for something else and saw something he shouldn't have. And maybe, I don't know, if he did come back in the morning, maybe that's why he was trying to, like,
I don't think he come back in the morning, but I think that literally she may be right. Maybe he agreed, which I don't know why you would agree to go down with this. And what makes me think that is they're going to get him off. Okay, you see how they have no evidence. You see this stupid shit.
And I think he knows it. I think he knows he's going to get off, and that's why he's kind of like not that like.
I'm saying though, but what if he was playing that way? What if he knew? You know what I mean? Like I can't take that off my head because it's too much is going on. If this shit was not coming up in court, then I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, if you want to just go by the law, he never should have been arrested in the first place. Like, shame on that judge, honestly. Shame on him.
That's what I'm saying. It's too weird. Like, how the hell did they get to him? Like, none of that makes any sense. And for a knife sheath to be planted, like, did he tell Anne that he knows a knife sheath was planted and that's how she know? You know what I mean? Like, because he was supposed to go down. I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing with the knife sheaths. Okay, if they found the knife sheaths that day, then why were they going around saying an edged weapon like a knife, And why are they going? No, listen. Why are they going to businesses, or local businesses, and asking about a fixed blade knife? Why not just ask for a freaking K-bar if you found a K-bar sheath? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's what proves to me that there was that, and the fact that they didn't know where Ethan and Xana were for 5 hours, but then all of a sudden they did. They should have talked to Bethany that first day. That proves to me there was a cover up. That proves to me they choose their own adventure. Like in those books, they just like said, okay, we're gonna go here. We're gonna do this. They built the case as they went along. Period.
And there's more than one person, because unless they stood in line to get killed, and I've said this from the beginning. So what the fuck? They stood in line waiting to get killed. But what freaks me out is knowing, and we all knew this anyway, that the people in that neighborhood knows what went on because it was not quiet. I mean, we knew that to begin with. But that right there is like, I'm like, that shit really bothers me. And Sloan saying there is no reason for nobody to call 911. I was like, that's our point. Like, and if that many people knew what was going on, and I believe that, because, I mean, why wouldn't they?
I don't think they knew there was going to be a murder. I think that
I think they called something.
Yeah, and I do think the grub truck was involved.
Or maybe they didn't know it until it happened. They may not have known there was going to be that until it happened. But if they heard screaming, or they heard the shit that I think they heard, they just went to sleep. I'm confused. And Enon also basically lets us know, and the other woman that heard or whoever said they heard scream, that tells us there that somebody know. Like, they may not know exactly what happened. They know something was going on.
Right. Like, we're gonna stay. I think the three Banfield kids, maybe they were like, okay, listen, we want no part of this, and they just left. You know what I'm saying? Even the other Saeed, how he kind of like walks up to he like ran up on them, kind of like was walking fast, like either as if he knew them, was trying to catch up, or as if he was trying to get away from something. And the two cops being there, listen, they lied. People don't lie without a reason. They lied. They said that car was police issued. They said it was a replacement for patrol cars. No, it was not. There's they didn't have a siren.
No, that car's not even on their budget.
That was a personal vehicle, period. There's no record of them purchasing it. What
and there's nothing in their police.
Like, they're gonna run after every person they want to stop? Are they gonna stick their head out the window and make siren sounds? Like, no, that is not a police issued vehicle, period. The only 3 calls those 2 cops were on that day were 3 requested cases, and one was over by the sororities on campus. The other one was Banfield, and then afterwards the signs with the that's a whole other issue that I have with the grub truck Hayden. So that tells me something. Like, it's so obvious. No, nothing's showing. Does anyone know how to do this? Can anyone in chat?
Why did it share my screen a while ago and it's not?
It didn't. It wasn't. Listen, when you're playing that video, it's with Sloan. It didn't share the screen. We just heard it. Unless it's just me.
Oh,
is it just me?
Well, shit. Well, no matter. Y'all hearing it. maybe it didn't show, but y'all heard what she was saying. Well, hell,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this. So somebody can make a video on how I don't know how to do this shit, make fun of me. I don't care. I really don't, because it's not doing nothing. I can't even get our heads up there talking, our little circle thing. So
Okay, so
Liz, where the hell are you at? You know how to use this shit.
no one knows how to use StreamYard. Come on, someone's got to know. Kane, you don't know? Heather?
Daniel is full of
Right?
shit. I do not
Right,
think
Heather?
Daniel is that dumb. Daniel is being paid to say, listen to me. I will say it. He's being paid to say that stupid shit, okay? Because he does not really think that.
It's such an insult to our intelligence to think that for me to think I would believe that shit that they're saying happened with Brian. It's an insult to my intelligence. Like, no way. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know how anyone
because I guess he
believes
thinks
it.
because we're like, I can see why Kaylee's parents think this, because they're going through a tragedy. Their head's screwed up. Like, I get it. But Daniel, your head is not screwed up. Get the fuck on. Come on. Man.
Anyone that believes he's guilty, honestly, doesn't know shit about shit. Because if you look into things like the way me and others have looked into it, that I really need a life, honestly, it's embarrassing how much time I've dedicated to this. But I'm like a walking encyclopedia about this. And that's why I have the opinion that I have, because I'm looking at it from, like, as Fry like to say, a totality of things, you know? And I'm not going to believe if someone just tells me something. First thing I'm going to say is, like, do you have a link? Can you show me? Don't tell me, show me. And if they don't, then I don't even factor it into my theories. I won't even I'll act like I never even heard that, because there's enough of things that we can prove that I don't need to consider things I can. Like, there's more than enough.
Kane, apparently we have to figure out the whole case, because nothing we've been told.
Kane, we're trying to figure out how to do stream.
The PCA is irrelevant.
No,
everything they told us is
Trisha.
Nothing.
Trisha. He's asking about putting the stream on StreamYard. That's what he's asking about.
Because I can't get my screen to share. I can't even get our heads up here talking. I don't know what I've done, but I've done something. I don't know how to use this. I just wanted to be able to talk.
What is OSB? I don't even know what OSB is.
OBS? Girl, OSB? OBS is like USB? A thing. Because this shit right here, y'all StreamYard people paying $40, $80 a month for this shit. And OBS is free. It's just a pain in the ass to get. Well, no, we can do it through Discord, and it's not a pain. I just didn't know how to I don't know how to work Discord once I figured that out. But since I had a free trial on this, I just told her we'd do this. I'm not paying $80 a month for this shit. They've lost their ever-loving mind.
Is there something that says window capture?
I did do that, and it's capturing the sound, and it's not capturing. Okay.
Do you have your camera thing? You have to probably turn your camera thing on, maybe. I don't know, maybe.
Okay, so up here it says, I wish I could share this screen. Like all these layout things. I loaded a layout, which is this layout y'all see.
That's why. Listen, that's why it's not sharing the screen, because you have a layout, maybe. I don't know.
Well, what the hell? How do I get the layout? God,
just take the layout. Just take the layout off. Just take it off.
First of all, we should have had a chat, a live about how the hell do you use this one,
right? Or like watched a video about it, but whatever, you know, we're freestyling.
Hang on, let me take this thing out. Y'all know what's gonna happen or what's gonna pop up. So, but I ain't got nothing dirty on my computer, so it's all good.
I can't say the same. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Wait a minute.
Wait. Yeah, I think that you have to.
Hang on.
Anyways, I have some stuff about like the whole conspiracy, you know, ritualistic
stuff.
Yay!
Do y'all see the screen now?
Yeah. Yep.
I did it.
Good job.
That was it. I had to take the thingy off. Yay!
See, the two of us together can figure shit out.
Yeah, we may not have nobody watching. These people might be. They're gonna make an episode on us. I can't wait. You know how all these people. I love it. I don't care. I just don't want them to hurt your feelings. Like, so I would tell them.
I don't have any feelings. I don't have any feelings.
All you're doing is some idiot's gonna want to watch me. So just go ahead. I don't care. Makes fun of me. I don't care. Please do it.
Feelings? What are those?
I know. That's what I say. And I don't get down with all this. Let me go ahead and for anybody that's lurking that likes to start shit. I don't care what you try to tell me. Heather said, Criminal Confidential said, Chrissy said, because they're a bitch just like I am. And if they're going to say it, they're not going to waste their time saying it to you and not to me. So if they got to say it, they're going to say it to me. And I know that for a fact. So I don't
I
before
stay out of
any.
YouTube drama. Like, I don't even know what any of this
Yeah.
stuff going on lately about
Me
talk
neither,
and
because I
this.
don't watch it. I think it's stupid, and every time I take up for somebody, they end up being a fuck. I'm done taking
I
up for
stay
this
the
shit.
hell out of it. I don't even watch it. Like, I have way too much other things to do.
I don't like people being mean to people, but last time I took up
Yeah.
for Forensic Frenzy, and then that's why I tagged her in the Cyrate thing, because then she gonna come out with some crazy shit, and I was like, oh my God. And I just took
Yeah.
up for you because people were being mean, like telling her she needed to die. Like, there's
Yeah,
still no
there's
sense.
no reason
in
for
that.
that. Listen, I'll say someone said something stupid. I'll be like, listen, I don't agree with
Yeah,
that. But like, that
but
doesn't
like
mean
seeing
that I'm
her
gonna
death.
attack how the person. I'm not gonna attack how the person looks or like tell them that they need to
Yeah.
die. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like,
Like, and
I'll
I do
attack what
think
you
that
did.
she thinks,
I'm not gonna
I
attack who you
think,
are.
I
You
think
know?
that she's gotten emotionally attached to Steve and them or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't think she's stupid, but I think that she's trying to figure out, okay, they really think he did this. So he's got to be like, we've got to figure it out. And so that's what I think she's doing, because the last video she made, she's
Yeah.
like, if this happened, and that's
She's
fine. if
basing
she-
it on what she knows, and she just might not know things that we know because she didn't even think to go there. Like,
And
I don't
I
know
even
how I
think some
started looking
stupid.
into half this stuff. I really feel like I just get a thought in my head, and
I
my
even
brain
think
is
somebody
weird.
did contact her and tell her. I don't think it was real people that contacted her and told her they were going to use her stuff. I think somebody made her think that. And I would have
Yeah.
been kind of weirded out too if they did. Like, what the hell?
Listen,
You never
people
know.
don't realize how easy it is to fake stuff. You could tell
Yeah.
me, give me anything you want me to put in a fake text. I can make it in a minute. Like, it's stupidly easy. Maybe we'll do a video on it one day, just so you guys can
Yeah.
see how easy it is, and so you can know what you need to do in order to like to verify things, because it's stupid easy. I mean,
Well, and see, I thought the text with Steve was, and I don't watch MJ a whole lot, but I did watch her thing, and the
I think
people
it's
that were
real.
in her thing, me too, because the people that were in her thing were like, "Look, we saw, like, it was
I
not."
think it's real, only
Brad.
because if you're gonna make something up, something fake, you would make it a lot juicier. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah,
would make it
and
like.
well,
I don't
people was
know.
like they were sitting there somebody when they sent or whatever, because MJ
Yeah.
thought it was fake too, and I was like,
There's things that
some
tie
of that,
in too. Yeah.
but
If you look at
some
like
of it,
like compare like things that he may have said and like the timing, it seemed to have made sense. I didn't honestly look into it that much because I really like it's juicy and it's gossipy, but it's not super relevant. And
but
because
her
all
reason
this
for
shit
doing
with Brian,
it,
honestly, no offense, Brian, it sucks that he's locked up. It really sucks. I feel bad, but it's kind of out of our hands at this point. I feel like, and then we still are left with the question of who did do it then. So
yeah, and how the hell did he
I'd rather
get
spend my
involved in
time
it?
on the who than what's going to happen with him in court, because you know what, like the victims are like
Yes.
what
And the thing
matter.
is how did they get to this man? Like, I understand they wanted something. There's plenty of other people that they've come in contact with that they've given tickets to. I don't like, there's some reason that I don't know what it is. I do not think he did it. I do not think he did it at all. But I mean, I can't help but to think he knows something somewhere.
I believe so. Now, I don't think I think it's a very weird coincidence that, you know, he interviewed with Gary Jenkins when he was Pullman police chief, and then Gary Jenkins came back out of retirement and just so happened to be the chief at the time of the murders at WSU. I found that interesting. It's also interesting. They don't really seem to have involved Pullman PD that much, even though Pullman PD was right next door. They did involve campus police, WSU campus police. They're mentioned in the PCA, et cetera. But they don't really ever like thank Pullman PD. It seemed like they kind of like stayed out of it, which seems weird to me considering they're right, 10 minutes away. But
And I don't know what Brent has in it, but I now for real believe, and I'm not saying he did anything, but I believe he's somewhat, because the judge has said his name and so has Ann, like basically. So they wouldn't be thinking.
I don't think Brent Kopacka. I don't think so. I think that
somebody's mentioned him. I don't know. Somebody had to have mentioned him, because there's no way the judge did that. And why would they even be thinking about him? Like, what?
Well, I don't know. Who knows? I think Brett Payne is the scapegoat. Honestly, I feel like his personality type is the perfect type to put in this position, because he thinks he's cocky and thinks he knows it all, but
I don't think he thinks that anymore, and I don't think he's happy.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, if you were a corrupt law enforcement office, or someone high up was corrupt, who better to put in a position of detective for this case but someone with not that no experience? Because you put a veteran in there, a seasoned detective, they're gonna figure out the truth. You put someone who's a rookie, they're easily manipulated into believing things, and that's exactly what happened. He put in the PCA things that he was told, and rather than the truth and doing the detective work. And he is. I feel like it's got to be a common thing to put people that are, you know, detectives that are rookies in those type of corrupt cases. I mean, I wouldn't want to put a veteran because he's going to figure it out. Like, and also he's not going to want to risk his pension and all that if he's put all that time in. So to me, I think Brett Payne's a scapegoat. I don't think he's nefariously involved. You know,
No, I think that he did what he told him. Like, I think that he didn't know what he was doing. And where I think that, because this is why I think that, because that man honestly come up on that stand. He didn't sound like Mallory. Mallory sounded like he was trying to make shit up. Payne was like, I didn't know what I was doing. And like, he was side-eyeing the prosecution. Like, when Ann was asking him for shit, and I think that's why Ann was nice to him too, because she knows that she was putting him in a spot. Like, what is he supposed to do? But he was side-eyeing them. And I could just hear him saying like, you stupid fucker. Are y'all fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he trusted what he was told. He trusted what he was told.
And I think he gave stuff over, but I don't think the prosecution, and so they shouldn't be able to blame it on him because that's not right and that is not fair. So, you know.
Well, I mean, but no, it is fair because you know what? He signed a document on penalty of perjury.
No, I'm saying though, if he gave it to prosecution,
I feel like he was lazy and he still if he was in over his head, he should have said something. So I do think
but I'm thinking he did.
Responsible.
That's what
he's
I'm saying.
responsible.
I think he gave it to prosecution, or you know what I mean? I think that he did give it over, but I don't think the prosecution is being honest about that. That's what I'm saying. He was side-eyeing them about, like, motherfuckers, I gave that to you. Because look, he even said, yes, I turned that in. And that's when he's side-eyeing the prosecution, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? He was like, and so he was so ready to get out of there, y'all. I actually kind of felt bad for him.
He should have done his due diligence a little better, and if he didn't know how, he should have said something. So he is at fault for that in that sense. You know?
I think he had bullshit stuff when it come to Balance, but I also think that Balance bullshitted him a little bit. And everybody's like, Balance testifies. I don't think he's going to testify in this one. I know he did in Lori Vallow. That's different, y'all. We knew they were come on now. They admit, like, we knew there's a difference. In this one, they're not even wanting to hand over what they have. I don't even know why I don't know. Okay, the only reason I can think it would be federal had anything involved is because they thought it had something to do with whatever that shit they were doing was. Why would they think that? You know what I mean? Like, so some of it confuses me because sometimes I wonder if those cops were out there because they got a hint that somebody was going to try to do something to somebody that was talking. I mean, I don't know.
I think that they were keeping anybody from going in that direction. They were playing, you know, like defense.
And Brett Payne wasn't there that night. Brett Payne, he wasn't on camera at all that night. Who was that out there?
Rosendahl and Rosendahl and Tesdahl. Rosendahl and Tesdahl.
An investigative grand jury. What do they do though, Heather? Because they don't always use what does the investigative grand jury mean? I don't know what this shit means, y'all. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just didn't think they would use a.
I don't know anything about the court.
It ain't because he stole no fucking something from I called WSU, y'all, and they told me literally because I was so like, this shit is stupid. Number one, I already knew if he would have stole something like that, chemicals, it would be a federal charge. Do you want to know why? Because that would make him a fucking a terrorist.
Yeah,
a terrorist.
That's so bogus. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Like, it's just, it's stupid.
Not seeking indictment.
I won't even repeat it. Like, I won't even repeat it to even debunk it or it's just.
So
it's
why
not
would
even...
the feds issue subpoenas though, Heather? I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm so confused.
I think it's all tied into a lot of the you know, the trafficking and like those. Okay, when that priest was arrested in Boise and he had like LSD and like hundreds of thousands of you know, illegal things on his computer, and this is a priest, right? The lawyer said that this was an ongoing, escalating, and like, I don't know the exact words, and like basically like deep rooted issue, escalating, and this is like in like a couple years ago. So I think it's possible that they were in Idaho investigating those kind of ties.
Oh, okay. Heather said it was done to skirt the real story, which would make sense. They let the feds. So are the feds going to hand over look, because those subpoenas, I never remember that lady's name. That other lawyer that I really like, because she like ain't scared of nothing. She just goes in.
I'm blanking. What's
and I do not
Jennings?
think she goes.
No.
Yeah,
no,
she don't go in on. No,
No,
the other lady, the
I
dark
don't
haired
know.
lady.
I don't. I'm bored with the court stuff. Don't even really watch it. I just watch the
Oh, I
highlights
like
on
to watch
YouTube.
her go off. I like to watch her go off, which Ann does too, but she really goes off. Whatever her name is, I always forget her name. But the dark haired lady that said that it was a privilege to
Fudge. What's her name?
represent her, Brian Coburn.
Massis.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna write that woman's
All right.
name down.
Show the Discord stuff. Let's talk about something new.
Okay. I'm showing the Discord stuff. You got to talk about it because
Okay, I'll talk. Just show the first picture with Xana with the pink pants.
that is her. Isn't it up?
Right. Can you make it bigger?
Okay. Well,
that's what she said.
Not like that. I can't. Oh, that did that make it bigger?
No, click on it. Try clicking on it.
Oh, haha, like that.
Y'all see click on it. Click on the picture.
Hang on, it's a stupid thing back.
You're sharing your screen, right? So click. There you go.
Okay.
Click where it says open in browser at the bottom of the picture. You see it? Open in browser.
Open in a tab.
No, open in browser. See it right underneath the picture at the bottom of the photo. It says open in browser.
I gotta share this tab instead. Can y'all see it now?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Just click on that. Click on open in browser. Click on that.
Okay.
Okay, now you can zoom in. Like just.
Oh yeah, hang on, y'all. Yeah, I don't know how to work my computer either sometimes. Hang on 1 second.
All right.
There we go.
Anyway,
so
I found this picture.
Y'all can see her now.
I found this picture. The girl she's shoulders the Xana's on is the real sixth roommate, in my opinion, which you guys will find out soon who that is. I looked up. I was like, okay, what the hell is a Shark Tank? Roof of the Shark Tank, right? This is at 1118. So I looked
is there
up what
snow on the ground?
Looks like it. I mean, what else
Her
could it be?
Xana's ass is crazy. I'm sorry, that was off the topic. I'm just saying.
So I looked up what is a Shark Tank, right? Go to the next picture. A Shark Tank is basically in like boxing and MMA. It's like a type of like sparring, very vigorous and intense, where one person fights multiple people in succession, basically, and there's like a winner at the end, like an alpha. Okay, don't make me be the alpha. So then I found more pictures from this day, from the Shark Tank day. Go show the picture of Ethan. There, go back up.
Right here.
No, well, you can show that real quick. Yeah. This just says what a Shark Tank is. Listen, a simple YouTube search for Shark Tank and boxing or Shark Tank and MMA will show you a million videos of these fighters sparring in a Shark Tank. So then I'm looking at these pictures, and if you zoom in, you'll see like knuckles are bandaged. You see Hunter's wrists. There's the next picture is a picture of him drinking champagne straight out the bottle. To me, like it looks like he won something, and it looks like Ethan lost.
His hand, y'all.
The Shark Tank.
Holding down, yeah.
The Shark Tank. Look at Pete. His knuckles all taped up. Hunter's hands.
Oh yeah, that's Hunter. I don't know why I said that's Ethan. That's Hunter. Shit.
Yeah.
What the next picture?
Huh? This is on the roof of the Shark Tank. This is the day of the Shark Tank. The boxing.
This is weird shit.
This is where he's drinking champagne out the bottle as if he's celebrating something, like maybe he's celebrating a win.
I can't even see Ethan do it. I mean, I'm sure he did, but I just can't. I don't think Ethan would keep on doing it, and I think that's why another thing too. Because I just don't. Like,
this all tie when you tie all of this in to the Rush video that they did Sigma Chi, where they're showing these guys with boxing gloves, like showing them fighting. And if you do again a search on YouTube for Sigma Chi and fight, there's a bunch of videos at other schools and stuff where they have a fight night. Like that's what they're known for. They do very organized, semi-professional. There's rounds, and they train for this like for a long time.
They do it.
It's not just like a street fight, like oh hey, I'm gonna punch you. It's something organized.
Yeah. Hallie Rodney's high school did it. She was in high school. Yeah, y'all do realize that. And this
happens. There's a lot that happens a lot at schools. There's a lot of these. It's not like in the movie Fight Club. It's not like that, but it does exist. It's a fact. Like do some Googling. There's gonna be a like shitload of instances of this. It's not something that is not proven. They exist, period. So why wouldn't it be at this school? These kids like to fight. Remember there was that big fight in February where it was like 200 people were fighting over on Taylor Avenue.
And so I wonder if, and this is all allegedly, and maybe I'm doing this to make me feel better, but I cannot stand Loach, that stupid idiot dude. I do not like him. I want to beat him up. And that thing that Tommy had, that I could not even watch it because Ethan did not look scared. He looked pissed off. But I just wonder if Ethan didn't beat the hell out of him. If Ethan didn't beat the hell out of him, and then that dude decided to do steroids, And because
And
he
maybe,
went
and
from,
that's why
if
he
y'all
won.
look at him, if
Yeah,
you look
maybe-
at him in 3
Yeah.
months, he went from looking like a scrawny ass, ugly, whatever the hell he looked like, to he wasn't cute by any
These
means.
kids
He's
look
still
so
like,
different, and like over like the course of like a few months, they look so different.
And
in
I
one
don't think
picture to the
Ethan wanted to
next.
do steroids. And when he come out of
Listen,
that fraternity,
yeah.
like I think he got on probation for a reason. I
Academic,
think he
for
did it on
academic.
purpose, or academic, yeah. I
Yeah,
think he did it on
maybe.
purpose to get out of
Maybe.
that so that he could back away. And I know people said he can't wait to get back in the house. Duh. When you're doing something you don't want somebody to know, you have to do it that way. But I
Right.
don't think he wanted to get back in there after his friend died, despite stuff like that's not Ethan's personality to me. And I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong. Maybe he's a villain that fight everybody. I just don't think so.
No, I don't think so. But I think that
He was
I do
pressured.
think that okay, people don't lie for a reason. Either they're scared because they don't want to get in trouble, or they don't want to hurt someone's feelings that they care about, so they're lying to protect them. Like they don't lie. People don't lie without a reason.
He
Now,
knew he couldn't just get out of that. He had
right,
to do
but
it.
think about it. Why? What would be a reason for? Okay, let's go back to all the lies that we can prove. The cops lying about that car. Why? Ethan, them trying to hide that Ethan actually did live there because Xana's dad said it. Why would he lie about that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I always thought Ethan basically
Originally, they originally said he lived there, and then they covered it up and said, "Oh no,
I mean,
no,
you
no,
know,
he didn't."
I've always
Like-
thought that from the beginning because they're like like that age, you're gonna want to live like that's just
Right. And I even question sometimes why Kaylee and Jack didn't live together, but I mean, whatever.
I think they did sometime. I don't know. I think they did a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Kaylee was wanting to explore different guys, and when she realized that some guy was gonna call her a whore, like, and Jack didn't do that, like, and even her dad said she was like, "Oh my God, I'd rather be with Jack because Jack didn't ever do none of this to me."
I mean, I don't know enough about Jack. I probably should look into him, but you know,
I
the
thought he
Jack
was a
thing
dork.
throws me off because why? Let's not even go there right now. Let's focus on this. Okay, so this looks to me like there was some sort of truth to this Fight Club thing. It looks like whatever was going on that day in the Shark Tank, that Hunter won and he's celebrating, drinking champagne with his buddy Pete. Okay.
You look at the way Loach was looking around, like getting his hair cut. Y'all are not going to tell me that there was not some that.
I think he lost. Loach lost something that day, and the consequence was we shave your head. The losers, you know, have to get their heads shaved. I think that's what was going on. Now, interestingly enough, the person, the woman, there was like an older woman, like one of the moms. That is, I believe, Emily's mom that was shaving his head. I think, if I remember correctly. I got to double check. Anyway, so go to the next picture.
Why in the fuck are any of the parents hanging out with frat? I'm
right. Weird. They're getting
like
drunk with these kids.
Like if they were doing ceremony, homecoming, or something, and a party, or cooking a
Parents'
cake,
weekend,
or whatever.
that's different.
Why are they hanging out? What?
And getting drunk with a bunch
That's
of college
weird.
girls.
So how many of them moms? Shut up. No, I'm gonna say it. How many of the moms are sleeping with them kids?
Right.
And they may be of age. but that does not
It's
matter.
just weird.
Okay? That is gross, and it still should be illegal because they're still not. That's gross. You just don't.
It's just like it's a little ick. It's a little icky. It gives me the ick, but it's not. I mean, whatever, you know. So the picture right there of the house. So see that antenna thing in the back. This is what makes me feel like this, and then after this, I'm going to show you the timestamp at the grub truck where they say round one, let's do it, and then they're screaming Ethan's name, Xana's name.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that, so I wanted to see that, or I didn't pay attention to that because there was so much going on about that. I was
I'm a grub truck nerd. I'm a huge grub truck nerd.
Reddit or whatever that other shit called.
I can pretty much recite the thing verbatim right now. It's honestly sad. I need a hobby. So zoom in. So that antenna, okay, that backyard, there's a TV antenna on top of that. And when like other photos, if you zoom in, you can see like a little green light that's like on. There's other photos where there's like black cords like going, you know, wrapped around the pole, and other ones it's not. That whole backyard was level and was heavily wooded at one point, like heavily. So it's not a utility
and
pole.
they cut all that stuff down.
And that's a TV antenna on top. So why that combined with all the wires on the side of the house that are out of place makes me feel like maybe there was a live stream, or the house is wired for webcams, and maybe
I don't think there was a live stream of it, and I don't think all the kids saw it.
Let's watch the timestamp of Grub Truck first. I'm gonna send you the link, and then tell me if you don't.
Well, I mean, they might have, but I'm saying this was, if it was recorded and on the dark web, it's for a message to be sent out, and it was for whoever ordered this to be done.
I don't think the murders were live streamed. I think a fight. I think it was a fight. I think money was being bet on.
I think the
women and men were fighting. Women and men.
If they weren't if they weren't taped, then they literally had to tape. Trigger warning: they had to tape the aftermath to whoever ordered this shit, the high person, to know that they did whatever. Is what
I don't necessarily believe in the snuff film thing. I've seen a couple things that maybe, but I don't necessarily think that's what was going on. I do think that there was a fight.
I don't think it was a film more. I mean, it may be just pictures, but I think that there had to be proof that they. And I know that sounds weird, but my brother-in-law.
Proof is the stream. It was on the stream, and then afterwards, it's possible. There was girls. Listen, girls fought too. Think about Olivia G getting arrested for domestic violence. These kids were scrappers. I guarantee if Kaylee was beefing with someone, like, she would fight. I guarantee Kaylee, being that she was motivated by money, if there was money involved, would consider. I could see her fighting another female.
She might have before.
I don't think for money. I'm saying in a fight for money. In a fight for money.
I think they saw how dangerous it could be. Like, you know what I mean?
Like a boxing type thing, not like I'm gonna knife you to death on film.
Did Hudson get knocked out? You know what I mean?
I haven't even looked into Hudson thing. I can't even focus on it. Let me find the timestamp. Hold on, I'm gonna mute it real quick.
Okay. Find the timestamp. And y'all, we talk over each other probably because I have ADHD, and I think she does too.
So do
and
I.
Forget what I'm saying, and she does.
We don't take it personal. We don't take it personal.
That's what I was gonna say. Oh, I done forgot about this chat. I hope somebody see Heather. We need, because I done forgot about the chat, y'all. See, sorry. My brain don't function all the time, every which way. How is it gonna dox everybody in it? This is mine and her conversation. This is not a group conversation. And look, my name is Patricia Estelle Muzyka, Muzyka. If you find something about my kid, don't come at me with it, because my ex-husband molested her. Yes, I did not know. I was not married to him at that time, so he's in prison. There you go. I doxed myself. I do not care. Please, Lord, find something on me. Then bring it to me, because I didn't know it was there, and I need to know it's there. But it's not going to dox her because her name is Criminal Confidential on here. This is mine and her conversation, not anybody else. But it's my Discord. And I have nothing, not two shits to hide. I would tell you my address, but there might be somebody crazy.
I found it. Hold on. I'm going to send you the link, okay? And then you have to share it. Let's see.
I don't. Okay, but it's not going to dox her, because I would make sure I didn't show anything up here. And I don't talk shit about nobody, baby. If I got something to say to somebody, I'm say it to them.
All right, so go to the video I just sent you, and go to like 3:59:58 or something, or like 55.
Okay. Uno momento. But yeah, this is mine and her conversation, so it's not going to dox anybody.
People who do the right thing. They have a strong moral compass that guides them to do good.
Make it bigger. If you click on the actual link, not just the video, it'll go full screen.
It should just be $5.
So go to like 3:59:50 or something.
Or no, it was 19.
3:59:50. Oh shit.
Yeah. We can start there.
We're gonna go back to 3:55, so I have time to fix this.
Guys, you see how many people we had? You see how short?
That way I have time to get it bigger, because
Okay.
It makes me happy.
There's so much in this Grub Truck video. I'm telling you, it's
well, Jeff's picture's right there, but we're not doxing him. Everybody knows what he looks like.
Website is a great place to see how they sound. I have no idea what we're talking about, guys. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. That's awesome.
Wait, I'm catching up with chat.
You got it. Chipotle, one dessert burrito. $13 for you.
Another. Okay, I'm gonna leave the other stuff about this alone, because we're gonna do that. This is gonna be another thing tonight.
Order 88. Thank you.
Oh wait, shit. Just all you listen. Click on the link, like the video I sent you. Just click on, go up a little bit. See where, like, not where it's showing right now. Go on top of it.
Yeah, that
there should be a link.
1925 for you. You got the last pizza.
Hang on.
You see, they say like, oh, this is the last pizza mag. It's the last this, last that, but then they'll end up selling another one right after that. So like, everything is code. This whole video is code, and that sounds crazy. But
all right, I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Okay,
What you say?
No. Okay, that's fine. You're good. Okay.
It's amusing.
Go to like 3:59:50.
59 video. Okay.
How about right there? 6 to 7 ounces. I eat 2. Three is gonna be over.
Which one are we looking at? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
You're gonna just listen and
Okay.
look at the whole thing.
Okay, got you.
That's another thing. There's so much going on. Like you kind of have to go back and like.
You said chicken,
There's
right?
so much going on.
Okay. 2 chicken tacos.
This is right after the girls left. This is about around 2:00.
Absolutely. 2 chicken tacos and 1 Chipotle mac is $16.50 for it.
That girl looks like Haley, kind of, right?
Yeah.
No, you gotta go up. Go. You're on 357. Go up. Fast forward.
Polar opposites. No in between men.
Here. Let's do it. Rewind it real quick.
Absolutely. 2
Rewind it
chicken
15
tacos
seconds.
and 1 Chipotle mac is $16.50.
If you double tap the left side of the video, it'll just go back 10 seconds. You're too far.
Where did you buy
There.
your device?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sentinel, if you're here at
Right here.
2:30 when we leave and there's something, we give it to people. But
All right, stop.
Grumpy or happy?
Stop. Okay, hit play. Click.
Okay.
Click.
yes, sir. Would you like
No.
chicken or pork?
Motherfucker.
Got it.
Click.
9.
Just press the enter button. Press enter. Go. Do you see where it says 359? Oh my God. How can I do this? Can I do it?
359. Yes, you can do this. The
No, I
359.50.
can't. Okay, hit enter. There, okay, now click the button.
there?
Yes,
Oh.
click. Stop moving it. Don't move it. Click. Hit click. Don't move it. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta go back. Oh my God. Listen.
Have you gotten that before with some
Okay.
water on it? Okay. All right. Hell yeah.
Okay, look,
If you double click in the video on the picture of the video, double click real quick, like real fast on the video on the left side, it'll rewind 10 seconds. You do it on the right side, it'll rewind, it'll fast forward 10 seconds. Just do you see the little
no,
time? It
okay.
tells you the timestamps at the bottom, right where your mouse is. Okay, you see how it says 358? Just okay. Go forward, move the mouse to the right, move it to the right, move it to the right.
Okay, that's 359.35.
Okay, play it.
Okay.
30 when we leave and there's something, we give it to people. But
Grumpy or happy?
I don't see.
yes, sir. Would you like chicken or pork?
Hold on.
Got it. Grumpy or happy? 9.50 for it.
Polar opposites. No in between men.
Just listen. You gotta listen. I'm trying to make it bigger.
Oh, thank you.
I got 1 chicken taco right here for you.
And then really order 94.
No, that's too damn bad.
It's coming. See. Oh, where are you? Here?
Love it. All right. That's the line again.
Did you just hear him? He said round 1. Let's do it. That's Derek Mortensen.
That's how I heard him. It's who?
Derek Mortensen. And that's
Who
all
the
okay with
fuck
the
is
that
Derek
called talking with
Mortensen?
the glass. I don't know if there's any relation. I just think it's a hell of a coincidence. You got a Tom.
I know. I was like, wait a minute. Who is Derek Mortensen? That's what I was like.
The
who
short,
is
stocky guy. I don't know if he's related. It's a common Mormon name, I think, in that area, but I haven't looked into it.
Oh,
but
look,
that's,
our faces.
so okay, so go back. Did everyone hear that? Round 1. Let's do it. Now, after that, that whole crowd in the top left quadrant starts screaming. You hear him say, "Ethan's back," and then like they're Xana's screaming Xana's name, like, bro, oh, like they're watching someone get their ass beat.
I've heard the Ethan stuff. Yeah, somebody did the I don't know who did that.
Someone give me a logical reason why he would say round 1, let's do it. Come on. Right at 2 o'clock right at 2 o'clock on the dot. 2 o'clock is the dark hour. Remember? Just remember, y'all. Just remember. Explain it to me. I want someone to just explain it, make it make sense, because otherwise I'm going to think what I think. Go back and play it again and let the whole thing just play through them yelling Ethan's back and
Okay.
all that.
You'll have to tell me when to stop it because I don't know where that's at. But
Well, it's not showing anymore.
oh shit! Well, hang on. I got to share my screen again. But I can't do this.
Next time we're going to figure out how I can do this. I'm just a good
Well, you
button
can do
pusher.
this because you can
Even
share
if-
your stuff too.
I don't know, but I'm not prepared to do this right now. I don't know how to do it. I got to practice.
Okay.
I just
Hang on.
I just want to point out when you're doing it wrong. I'm a good guesser. I'll just figure out how to do something. Like if the remote's not working, like I'm just gonna like push a bunch of buttons and like I can usually figure it out. but I really don't technically know what I'm doing.
I got you. Okay.
Oh, potato. And then there's another part where you can hear that same guy, Derek, say to somebody on the live stream, he goes, potato's the password, right? How far is that truck? Like just someone, all these little things all tied together are weird. You see the look that Joe and Joe give each other when the George Michael song starts to play. Weird. The girl in the white coat looks as if she's explaining. Go ahead.
Cilantro.
I don't know.
Sweet. If that's everything for you, 10:25.
Dude,
What
kissing
time
your
is
homies
it?
goodnight is a game, man.
As long as you have your socks on. Have you had that before? Have you gotten that before?
No.
Cilantro on it? Okay. All right. Hell
We're
yeah.
gonna do a deep,
I was
deep
like, is
dive one
that
night in this
secret
because I'm
move I
sitting
don't
here
know about?
watching it and I want to point out a bunch of things, but I'm gonna leave it
We
alone
need
for
to
now.
get the sound. We need somebody who can extract the sound from this, so we can't. So all the other stuff is not. You know what I mean? That can extract exactly what we're listening to out, because it's very hard to hear. Like, and especially with everybody else talking.
Yeah.
All
right.
I don't know anybody who knows somebody. Heather
So
said something.
yeah, I know. I just saw it. I know. I would be so easy to frame for something because you look at my search history. Yeah, Kane. That guy says, "How do you wake up dead?" Well, I know a lot of people that woke up dead. Like all these little things. You guys go on my Twitter. I have a bunch of stuff about the grub truck. Go on my Twitter. It's
Share your Twitter
criminal.
link. You can share
Okay,
it.
I can't
Or
post the link.
wait a minute.
But
Hang on, you will be able to. I thought you were a mod. Wait a minute, you will
Yeah.
be. Just 1 second.
But I on Twitter, I post mostly on Twitter. I don't really do. There's some on my channel on here. Just type in I don't know, criminal confidential. I don't know if it'll come up, but anyway, there's a lot of stuff that I've found, and I try to like post some of it, but honestly, not even 15%. I've only posted maybe 15%. I mean, of stuff that I've found, and I've showed Heather a lot of stuff. The timeline is weird. The timing is off. It's almost as if the multiple videos have been chopped up into make it seem like there's one. I think that the timeline was manipulated and it all started here. And I think if we go back to the very beginning, like maybe it's possible that 145 timeline was more accurate for the girls. I don't know. So much other things that were given to, information that was given to us in the beginning makes more sense than what it changed to. So maybe, but there's definitely, I wish I could get my hands on the chat because I've only found part of it when the girls are there and the people in chat are just suspicious, like just talking about weird things that don't make sense. There was definitely something going on, whether or not it's, it says that I'm mod. I can post the
Yeah,
link
you're
now.
right. Hey, Twiz, I didn't see you in here. Somebody said earlier.
Hey,
and I forgot.
Twiz. Whether or not this is all connected to the actual murders, I don't know. But there is.
It's weird. Whatever they got going.
There's an infinite amount of proof. This video is a gift that keeps on giving. There's an infinite amount of proof that something was shady was going on. Something was being hidden. I have other from other nights in their Twitch stream where they're straight up talking about rugs and grams and this and that. So like, these are, it's not out of the realm of possibility. And I just think that it is important because it was the last place Kaylee and Maddie were. And if it was two separate motives, but still kind of connected, then, someone was possibly watching them from the corner club, because right when they walk up, one of the guys that works there says, yeah, they're both here. You just have to listen, put headphones on and just listen, and you'll hear it.
Yeah, the mods can share whoever's got. I don't know who else in here that has pages, but the mods can share whoever's page they. Yeah, I mean,
my Twitter.
Everybody that's gonna halfway tell the truth. I'm not gonna promote somebody that's gonna just say they know for facts he's innocent. You know what I mean? Like everything is allegedly, like except like Twiz knows where he was. But,
I mean, listen, he could be guilty and all this other stuff could still be true. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, just because other stuff is true doesn't mean that he's not guilty.
Literally said,
but I don't think based on what we know. Yeah, based on what we know, and based on that PCA, he can't be. Like, if they had good DNA, like listen, show me some blood, some semen, then you got my attention.
He didn't kill them. Yeah, because whoever killed them, that DNA is in there. That DNA is in there. You're not gonna tell me it's not, because that's
the thing. I think that this crime scene was tainted on purpose. Multiple people were there on purpose. It was meant to be. This thing was planned to be confusing.
Yeah,
and
if
I've
Brian had anything to do with it, and that's the reason I wanted to show y'all that. If Brian had anything at all, like knew anything, what Sloan said is the only thing that I think, and you cannot put somebody to death for that. Like you can't, I don't even know, you could charge him. I don't even know how that works, but you should be able to charge Dylan. I mean, if that's the case, so
I'm gonna do like a deep, super duper deep dive one day on the Grub Truck. And I'm gonna break it down in like, I don't know, like 4 separate hours, because you really have to see the whole thing. Not the whole thing, but I want to like point out like the important things. But there's something going on.
I think Dylan or Bethany knew of Brian. I do. I think Bethany knew of Brian or something like. I think
it's possible that maybe if there is a connection, the connection is with the real 6th roommate who happened to be a criminal justice major.
I don't think it's a connection to where they talk to him. Like I don't think they talk to him.
If there is a connection, meaning to the house, it's through her, and maybe that's why they're hiding it and trying to push the narrative of it being Ashlyn, but it wasn't Ashlyn. I can prove she lied. I can prove it.
Ashlyn was in Washington.
Not even that, Xana herself, Xana told us from a video, obviously prior to her dying, obviously, that she had lived there for 2 years. She did not, and even if
they changed rooms?
No,
well, that wouldn't matter.
Ashlyn, that interview, it says the murders happened in her old room, right? Xana took over her lease. First of all, if she took over the lease, then she wouldn't be the 6th person still on the lease. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone takes it over, then we're still missing somebody. So if that is true, if that was true, which it's not, because there's a video of Xana clearly saying, I've lived here for 2 years at the house. So she couldn't have moved there and take over Ashlyn's lease in May of 2022. No, there's a property manager that came out and said there's 6 people on the lease that was signed in June. So it's a lie. Now, if it never would have been put out there, if Ashlyn never would have came out and spoke, then I wouldn't think it was important. But the fact that it's being not just like unknown, but it's being covered up and hidden, and we're being fed bullshit, makes me think it's important.
Yeah, and the interviews that they did on 2020, whatever it was, at the beginning, and it's not these people that are talking, they're friends. I'm not saying it's their fault, but I'm saying if y'all listen to what they're saying, because it's hard to script people whenever they're really hurt. These kids are really hurt.
Yeah,
I don't think
they
could have done anything to stop it. I don't think they could have done anything to stop it. But the girl is even like, basically, she said that why would they be calling to check on them to find out if they're okay?
Right. Why call your friends and say, has anyone spoke to Maddie? Why not just call Maddie directly? Why?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
and it wasn't just little things. Ashlyn said, what bothered me with Ashlyn, she kept on talking about Maddie. She didn't say nothing about Kaylee or nothing. You know, she was, and I thought, well, maybe she didn't know Maddie was there, but I mean, Kaylee was there.
No, there's pictures of her, Kaylee, and Maddie all together, and there's other instances of that.
That weekend?
No, I'm saying from another night. I'm saying from another night.
Okay. And see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say, how do we know they had a party? Because I think one of their friends, whatever, they had a party Friday night, which that should be relevant. Like they have parties all the time, and didn't nobody end up murdered. So I'm not saying it don't have anything to do with it. I'm just saying that, I don't tie a party at their house directly connected with whatever. Just like everybody was talking about all these drugs, and Sloan literally, and they may have done whatever the shit that is, Molly or something, when they were out sometimes. Who cares? They're college kids. I don't think they were some dealers on the street just dealing it out. No. I never thought that. I thought it was more complex than what they're saying. And to get people to believe that there's this much going on, nobody's going to believe it. So that's why they thought they could push that narrative. But we have crazy people like us. That's
hey, Trisha.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
I got to run. I didn't realize how late it was.
Oh my God. We've been on here forever. Me too, because we've been on here forever. Did y'all enjoy our unscripted, unscheduled, everything confusing?
Bye, everyone.
Okay, and I'm gonna end this, y'all. I had fun. I like doing this, not by myself. I don't feel stupid when people are with me, even if I'm the one doing stupid stuff. So, anyway, what Gross, Kane. Anyway. What was I about to say? We'll do this again. I don't know when. Her schedule, like, because she works. So I just do it whenever she can. Heather and Christy could come up here too, but trying to get them to do it. And we can have Twiz. We can have LA. We can have Twiz. We can have whoever wants to come up here. Except I can't deal with the fake crying Jen person because I can't do it. I can't. I don't have enough nerve medication. So, but I can deal with people that don't agree. If they have a reason they think he's guilty, like I'm not going to say nobody can come. No, but if you're going to tell me look, don't be saying something that was made up. Like that's why you think that, and nothing has anything to do with the whole reason. A dog, whatever the hell she was talking about, that had nothing to do with anything. So,
all right, I'm out. I gotta go.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Sorry. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Yeah, Gina's not invited. In fact, Criminal Confidential said she was changing her name. But anyways, I had fun. I have no idea exactly what everything we talked about, but we talked about a lot of it. But I do think there was a ritualistic thing. There's just too many coincidences not to. And even if you don't believe in tarot, if you believe in astrology, which astrology is in a book, like ask Heather how much she'll tell you about it. Astrology is not something that you literally, there's book to learn astrology. It's not, intuitive, or it can be, but there's a book that literally, Heather can explain that better, but there's a book that shows everything, and it's all that stuff is weird how that happens. Which that's why I think some of the astrologers, I make sure I don't say astrologist because Sloan gets mad. She's like, there's no such thing as an astrologist. It's astrologer. They think he's guilty because they see in his chart, I think, all that stuff. And Heather's even said she sees but it's not, he didn't do it. I've never thought he actually did it because, like I said, one person didn't just do it. That's stupid. That's like the Delphi stuff. One person didn't just do that either. And that shit is weird. I don't even know. That's weird. But I do think Kaylee and Maddie have, Kaylee, Maddie's Anna and Ethan. And I actually think the two little girls from Delphi, and y'all, they're about the same age. Have y'all looked at the year they were born? Like, it happened a couple, back. But the years of birth are only a year apart from Kaylee and Maddie and them. So it's real weird. But I think all of them have a bigger message than just Moscow. So that's what I've been trying to dig out. Because if I stayed, look, my hair started falling out on these murders. Because I cannot figure out who did it. I don't care if I can read tarot. I don't get every answer there is. There's a lot of things I don't get because it's whatever. But I still don't know who did it. And I was losing hair because it really bugs me. But I showed that thing with Sloan so that people could see, like, there's so much else. There's so much going on. It's hard to, some of that was on purpose. There's so much else going on. But yeah. And free will, and that's the thing, like with spiritual battles, I didn't understand that. How in the hell are we going through a spiritual battle? But have y'all ever done nothing during the day and been exhausted? Think about that. What's real? And you have to be the type to believe in that there is something besides when you die, you're just dead and turn into worm bait. I mean, I guess your body does, but that's why I say I don't care if somebody kills me. That's why I'm not worried about doxing me. Send the 3-letter agents. I don't care what they do. I promise you, I will get somebody to channel me, and I will tell her who did it. So I'm just telling you that when people think they shut people up, it makes them want to connect with people even more to tell their truth. And I mean, there's just too much that happens for me to believe we just turn into worm bait and we don't have souls or anything, I am Christian because I believe in Jesus, but I don't like the church thing. I don't do because I don't think God wants us to feel like we are worthless. So I do relationship. I don't do religion. I think that's a form of control or something, but, and I used to go to this Methodist church and they did the Lord's Prayer. I don't have a problem with the Lord's Prayer, but everybody saying it together, I wanted to take off running. I felt like I was in the Ku Klux Klan and cult things where you just say that. I don't like all that. Everybody don't need to. like chanting prayers. That freaks me out really bad. It still freaks me out to think about it. I can't. But people are more strong in their mind, and this is so everybody realizes that what you say out of your mouth, words are very powerful. And so if you keep saying that you're not shit, you're not going to be shit. You can do things one of two ways. My intent to do things, I'm not a perfect person, but my intent is never for self-gain. My intent, even for my channel, that's why I said I don't care if I only ever have 1,500 subscribers. I don't care about that. My intent is to help people, to feel when people are there. Even with Kaylee's mom, that video I made, literally, because I think that if you think somebody's gone and you stay grieving, you can't get over any kind of hurt, you can't feel that person there. So I think that a lot of people could not get over, I don't think you get over death, but could heal if they knew or could feel that person's energy. Also, what I've read in the Bible says you not to talk to the dead, and I'm not talking to the dead, because if you are of God, your spirit don't die. Until they talk to you dead. But you have to be very careful with that, because like these singers, it's not so much that, y'all, they're taking their true godly talent and selling it to the devil. That's why I say they sell their souls. Because it's people that are not talented that want to control them, and that's what's happening. Look at all this stuff. All of them. Y'all, if y'all watch long, y'all will see all of these people that you don't think, these men are sleeping with men. And all of them. Like, y'all have no idea. I'm telling y'all. And it's coming out little by little. But that is that Luciferianism stuff, whatever it's called. They're most of these people that are stars are not just, don't just get there no matter what they tell you by, accident. All of these people are usually related. Yeah, but they did it wrong anyway, because we're not talking to the dead. You can't talk to the dead. They're dead. The people I talk to still have souls. They're still alive. I mean, they may not be in the flesh, but they're still. And it's not even that I connect. I don't say that I always talk to them. Sometimes I think it's angel. Like Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, and Xander are the first ones I ever connected to, and I can connect to them. Micah Miller, she was very loud. Very loud. That's the only one that's ever come to me. Like literally, since she said I did not kill myself. Like that, yes, she wanted everybody to know she didn't do it. So, but I don't see things like, because God. I mean, I'm scared. Like I don't want to see no shadows. I will flip the hell out. I will tell y'all, and y'all, this is the way my household lives now. Like Stephen doesn't even find it weird. His friend was like, "What are y'all talking about?" Because Ethan's picture will fall, like. Stuff will just start happening. And it's the same thing every time. So Stephen will be like, "Hey, Trisha, get up, whatever. Ethan wants you." And like, everybody's like, "Who the fuck is Ethan?" Seems like, "Oh, he's dead. It's one of the kids." And they're like, "What?" Like it's normal. And they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And I'm like, gosh dang it. Because when Ethan wants to tell me something or wants me to know something, then stuff falls. His picture. It's nobody else's picture. It's his picture. Like, that's just what happens. But you can also, that's like people that channel, that go outside their body and let things come into them. How do you know what's coming into? I'm not doing all that. I don't do all that because I don't know what's coming into me. Alter ego. That's it. All these singers that tell you they have an alter ego, they have a damn demon coming inside of them. That's what that is. And they steal energy. All those people chanting and yelling. I tell anybody that wants to go into music, do not sign a contract. Do what? Ryan Upchurch. I know some people don't like him. I don't care. He has girl emotions too. But anyways, let me not say that. His girlfriend just had a baby. Their baby, I guess. But anyways, I like Ryan Upchurch. I don't care who don't, but it's not just him. It's anybody independent. You might not make $1 billion, but you ain't gonna sell your soul neither. So, you know, I just don't. I would not go into the industry by any means. Disney is the most evil place there is. Heather can probably tell you better than I can. That place is disgusting. The man that owns Disney was disgusting. Disgusting. Y'all, let me ask you this. I don't know Jesus coming back and all that. I'm not sure if that's spiritual, if that's whatever. But I do know one thing. The devil does not like God. And what is the one thing the devil will do? that God hates the most. Do you see what's happening to all our children and all these children? That tells you right there that yeah. And that's why I tell everybody, I don't have a problem with a Democrat. I'm not Republican or Democrat, but these are not regular Democrats. These are deep state people. Oh, yeah. And I did find out my deep state card that comes up when I'm reading the Idaho 4, that's the college. Just because I just figured that. See, it takes me a while to figure some things out. I was like, oh, because I didn't really understand what deep state was until I really read into it. But I'm not being mean. You can vote for who you want to. I'm just saying we're at a crossroads in America to where it's going to go one way or the other. And one side is very dangerous and the other side is not perfect, not by any means, but it's not as dangerous. And I'm just saying, it's if people don't think what happened in the UK, there's an apartment complex, literally, that what's happening in the UK in Colorado. I think it's Aurora, Colorado. Y'all just read about that. So that's why I'm so about these corrupt police stuff, about anything that's going on. My video, literally, if y'all watched it, it wasn't about cards. I literally said it was about Cy telling the truth and him basically saying people use AI to make shit up. And it is going to turn people away from true crime. MSM already lies to us. I've not watched TV in over a year, ever since I heard the news person I listened to repeat the script that all the other people did. It flipped me out. I don't watch TV. So I don't watch movies because I'm not supporting child molesters or whatever the shit is they do. There's a lot of music I won't listen to. All the musicians probably, I don't know. I try not to think about it, but there's some of them I refuse to listen to. Beyonce's one of them. Definitely. But they all probably, I don't know what they do. I don't know why anybody would be like, yeah, let me do this because I can't sing when you can sing. Why does somebody need to have control of you that way? That is weird. And I'm not finna do nothing for $1. I live in a trailer in Alabama. I guess I'm gonna stay there because I'm not selling my soul. You can't pay me to, I think it's disgusting. And what I said is that everybody that knowingly spews bullshit in these true crime cases should have a federal charge that you can never get expunged. You spend 1 year in federal prison and you have a $25,000 fine or $50,000, whatever I said. Then that goes to these victim things, the people that need help that have been victimized, all this stuff happening. That's what I think. And we would not have any liars, people just making shit up, not somebody that makes a mistake, but people that are just spewing shit that makes no sense, making shit up that they're not even the person they say they are. The kids are not even the person they say their kids are. That shit is weird. And why are you inserting yourself when there's been tragedies? I don't know how they sleep at night, but literally people can say, oh, you're just for people going to jail. If you do that, I do think that should happen. And that would fix this because this shit's dangerous to spew lies, period. So, and now I'm done. I told you I was done, but I just needed to say what I was going to say. What happened? Oh, she was constantly there. Okay, so anyways, okay, I'm going to go now. And I'm sure we'll do this again. Like I said, one day we'll get Heather up here. She could tell us about this astrology. That's the only person who can explain it like that because I cannot. So she needs to bring her voice up here. But anyways, I love y'all and I will see y'all later. Have a good day or evening or wherever we are.